Just how did you always picture it? You said, baby, it all looked just like this. Just like
That was Fighting in the Car by Joe P. You know him, you love him. Up next, we've got absolutely nothing because I have 30 more seconds. So you're just going to get 30 seconds of me talking to myself. How's that? You like that? You like hearing me talk to myself with the starting soon screen on? By Joe Biden. That was Joe P. Fighting in the Car. Up next, we have Joe Biden fighting in my room. His name is Steven. We're about to get started with this. Steven, are you going to get your name immortalized in this book tonight? Let's find out. Oh, whoa, hey everybody, how's it going? We're here. Oh. Thank you. Thank you so much. No, it's okay. It's okay. Thank you. No, guy, you got me, guy. No, stop, please. I have wine in me, and you might only have me until 9, and I'll be lurking. Fair enough. You bastard. Oh no, you're beefing with Nightbot again. Check this out. So I was really hopeful that I was going to get a video done for today, but is it not popping up? Hello? Nightbot. What's going on here? Nightbot. Okay, I like that. That's very funny. I was hoping to get the last video out for today, for last week, and it didn't happen, so I'm sorry for letting everybody down. We got stuff going on tonight, though. I do want to talk a little bit about what's going on in the world of Twitch, because I care about that. I like how Nightbot said, I can't pull up the latest video, and then put exclamation point vid on its own. Guys, did you know that Ninja's canceled now? Fortnite Ninja is officially canceled for being rude to women and wanting to hang out with a guy who hate raids. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff. Always beefing with Nightbot. I also have a little sub goal over here. If you can't see it, I gotta push stuff, or else things don't happen. I got very specific, very very purposeful plans that I need to take care of. All right. So last stream we got the Slugma, the Slugma Nuts Pokemon card. It's being PSA graded. It's not there yet. I have it right here. It's sleeved and I have to pack it. But this little guy's gonna live in a hard case forever. Thank you. Very purposeful plans. They are, like this book. I will say, every single dollar, every single sub that comes in, will go directly to making this book. All right, every single bit, and I match it every single time. So you give $1, $2 goes to making the book. I don't make the rules. I just make the book. So We'll do. Actually, I'm gonna finish my little recap, and then we'll recap last week's stuff. And then Kevin has a lot of notes in Discord that he gave. And there's a lot of background noise right now, and I don't know why. So I'm gonna look at that real quick. All right. Here we go. Is that better? Does that sound better now? Is it less? Yeah. No, it's still kind of there. Fuck it. Look, everything I do to try to make it not noisy in here does not work. If anybody sees at any point that the candle behind me is causing problems, please let me know. It's not the cable. I think it's the fact that my AC is running and I have a loud-ass machine over there. And I have to move the loud-ass machine. I'm pretty sure that's the problem. Anyways, probably a cable. Cool. Great. We're in agreement then. Breathe, Michael. Breathe. So yesterday was a big Twitch day. Not for me, but for everybody else involved. Because the guy who hate rated Pokemon the other day got permabanned. And then Ninja's wife decided to, I don't know if anybody knows anything that's going on, but Ninja's wife tweeted a DM to Pokemon that was basically like, you're lying, you're spreading slander, we're going to sue. And then Ninja tweets out, I'm going to pull it up because I think it's so fucking funny. I'm going to pull up the DM because it's so funny. I only know of Ninja because one of my favorite show and he was on it. What show? Here we go. So this is the DM he sent Pokemon. It says, "Hey, so I just wanted you to know, I swore on my grandfather's life, who just passed away, that I didn't text my Twitch rep, and you are making a big mistake." And that is a fucking wild tweet, a fucking wild DM. Oh my god, I laughed so hard. It's so. Just so you guys know, what happened is when Pokemon was being hate rated by some dude, he went to Ninja's chat because he was like, "Help! I'm probably gonna get banned because I did this. Please save me, Ninja." And because Ninja isn't cool anymore, he was like, "Yeah, these like 10,000 people who just came to my chat. Yeah, I'll help you, of course. Let me text my Twitch rep." Which, by the way, just so you know, evading a Twitch ban, whether or not you're an accomplice or the person involved, is a bannable offense. So of course he's not going to say that he texted his Twitch rep, and it's very funny. So that's what that's about. But my favorite part about it is absolutely Steven. It's the I swear on my grandfather's life, who isn't alive, by the way. Oh my god. So that's really fucking funny. I think that's really fucking funny. And I hope to God that this stops because it's too wild and it's not okay. Anyways, so well everybody hears I'm gonna run more ads so I can have less time to have to worry about ads later. If that makes sense, everybody okay with that? Can I get a thumbs up in the chat if everybody's okay with me running a little bit more ads? Anyways, I'm gonna catch up on what we did last week. I'm gonna take that pog as a yes. Do what you gotta do. Great. Okay, so last week, not last week, 2 weeks ago, I promised you that I would have something written. I'd come back. I discussed with Kevin after that. Oh no, I'm sorry, Tony. Just refresh. You should make it back. Okay. Wow, I love ads. A consumer, definitely. True. I need to move this mic away from my noises. You know what I mean? Anyways, sits through ads. No! I'm sorry, Tony. It's not because of you, I promise. Okay. Stop saying consumer. Eric is here, the Ethan Rayers himself. Last week, I promised you that I'd have writing done, but after talking to Kevin, he and I decided that it was probably better to continue the structure of everything before I start writing things, because I don't need to like do too many rewrites, if that makes sense. Oh my God, the whole crew's here. Guys, we're just getting into it. You guys like my mouth sounds? How the fuck do I get rid of these? I have audio processing on here. Hello, gamers. Shut up, Julian. Steven, I will ban you. Hi. Hi, Julian. Bitch, I can unban myself. Guys, mods, stop fighting. Stop fighting each other. Swear to God. Okay, now my 5 ads are over. Hi, Tony. I'm so sorry. I do it so that I can spend the next hour talking instead of having to worry about an ad break. I'm fighting myself. Very good. Okay. Let me, inside of me are 2 wolves. Oh, no. Let's talk about Indian food. I had some today, but I'm going to talk about this story. So let's go over last week's stuff. Last week, we went over a couple of very, very basic things. Thank you, Sybil. We got Ian, spelled Aeon. You can say it any way you want, or Eon, or whatever you want. It's a 4th dimensional being cast out by society, and he's learning about being a good person from interacting with 3-dimensional creatures. He starts out like a punk kid, and he's cast out because he wanted to alter the beginning of time. Very cool, by the way. And who does Ian miss? Not being alone and knowing that it's not alone. We're writing a book, Julian. This is what we're doing. We're writing a book. This is the main character. The main character is Ian. All right? Catch up. I see, this is why the video was important to finish. So, well, this is the exact reason why it needed to be done. I have a confession. I fell asleep last time while that was happening. That's where my idea came from, because I didn't hear anything about it before. Well, whenever this was made. 2 weeks ago. And then we have Ethan Rayers, who is going to be a poor schmuck that Ian keeps on fucking around with. And then we got a bunch of themes. Just write Seinfeld. Okay. Great. Good idea. So we got a bunch of themes, but let's just go up to the top and talk about these things. So we're still figuring out what Ian can and can't do in terms of like his abilities. But it's mostly like being able to manipulate timelines. And then Ian has an arc where he starts out cold and unfeeling, and then overly ambitious, and then numb and distant, and then content. What does Ian need to learn, and what does he exchange power for? And then we didn't get to finish that up, so that's probably good. Quantum Break, the novel. Great. I'm glad we're see, you guys are jumping right into it. Perfect. Fuck. Shit. Fuck. I want you guys to know that my current subscriber count keeps on going lower by the minute, and I think that's really funny. So we got a couple of stories out here, like how human emotions work and how fragile life is, how time is the same length. Eric knows. He was here. Eric and Relly, actually. They both know, and Sybil, because they were here. You're gaining nigga subscribers. That's the dumbest. Oh, no. We have to fight the nigga subscribers, everybody. No, don't say whoa. Don't say whoa to that. Oh God. No, like how in Fairly Odd Parents, you got the crimson chin and then you have the nega chin. You know, like negative, right? Dom subscribers instead of subs. Guys, guys, we have to get serious. We have to talk about this. This is, or else nothing's gonna happen this stream. Please, please, please. A story how everyone's timeline is the same length, just experienced differently. And then a story about how unaliving yourself means you always survive in your own timeline. And then a story about how gratification from doing good doesn't make the good better. The God better. Ooh, I spelled that wrong. And that's pretty much what we got going on here. Right? Y'all let Michael go over things so people who fell asleep / weren't here can catch up. Thank you, Relly. You you tell those mods. Well, we've talked about this like in real life. Yes, we have. These are some of these things are like ideas that we had in the booth. And now I'm turning them into fun, like little weird life stories, weird little life lessons, which I think are kind of fun. Especially the this one and the this one. These two right here. Why is my mouse not showing up? Capture cursor. Switch. There we go. So, what are we doing today? Well, there's a... Okay, shut the fuck up. Okay, Kevin already pointed at this. Okay, yeah, great. Okay, shut up. Shut up about the spelling. Okay? I don't need to be doing how to spell. I spell better than you. All right? I run a spelling bee, idiots. Of course I can spell. Who wouldn't know how to spell? Spelling's for nerds. Damn, got me. Nightbot, you're doing it wrong. It's that. Nightbot. All right, so what are we doing today? Well, we're going to take some of these ideas and we're going to start putting them out on this little clock. This little clock man. And I'm gonna explain how the clock works, and we're gonna put it to a structure. But first, story circle time. Very true. Julian knows about the first idea, clock. I'm thinking that Ian just like wears this big, massive clock around his neck on like a gold chain, maybe. What do you guys think? Back to being serious. Sick. I have two things. If you go into Discord, and I'll show you, we'll pass by Kevin's stuff. We have this little Google Doc here, this little form for book title suggestions. You can put your funny ones or you can put your serious ones. Either one is fine with me, but at some point we're gonna have to pick a serious one. We'll go through what we have right now. What do you think? Let me pull them up. So far we have 11. The first one being, well, these are all of them so far. Ian Flux. No. Scenes of a Sage. The essence of a moral immortality. The Great Cleavage. I don't know what that one's about. I know Kevin put that one. All at Once. Fuck Me Gently with a Chainsaw. Eon. Which one? Which one do you like? Whoa. No. What the fuck? Nightbot, what are you doing? Hold on, I gotta fix Nightbot again. Don't do that to Relly. Let Relly do shit. What the fuck? You know what? Get mad at Nightbot. Time to get mad at Nightbot. I'm turning all these off. Fuck you, Nightbot. What the fuck? I don't like Nightbot anymore. I look. We just gotta whip Nightbot into shape. All right. Lessons in immortality. Lessons in a more moral immortality. Ian's adventures through time, suckish, simpering succotash, and Eon. Damn you, Nightblood. So that's what we have for title suggestions currently. I highly suggest, if you want, I'll put it right here right now if you guys want to go check out the Google form for the book suggestion and put in your stuff. Now we will get to the meat and potatoes of the night, which is mostly Kevin's suggestions here. We have a bunch of things that Kevin wants to talk about. So let me make Discord bigger Discord. So Kevin said, time gone. I like that. Time gone. Where time? Gooby time. I saw that and I blinked because I was too lazy to read. Easy. No need to talk about it anymore. Got me. You got me good, bud. All right. So let's go through Kevin's notes because Kevin wanted to be here tonight, but for some reason he decided he's not going to be here tonight. He said, since I won't be there tonight, here's some recommendations and conversation starters for stream without me. My best title suggestion was Lessons in a Moral Immortality, which is it's all right. I think we can do better. It can be the temp title, I guess, which sums up the teaching aspect you've already touched on, and it could be reliable and flexible through across all the stories. Lesson in Moral Oral. Square one for discussion. What does Ian want? Well, y'all have hashed out some things that he maybe needs, but what he wants should likely be different. Does he want to be good? Does he want to be free? Does he want to be left alone? The arc could include him giving up the want to meet his need once he learns it. Note on the characters in the episodes around him. What do they want? They'll have to be extremely human since he's not, which requires things they want badly. Very true. I'm seeing lots of story ideas that hinge on the law of unintended consequences, which is a great place to start, and possible wrinkle in that. Maybe Ian starts to see those consequences at some point, but when the person he's trying to help demands a certain outcome, he won't heed his warnings. Thus, Ian withholds what he knows will happen because he thinks the person will at least be happy in the short term. And then last thing, for the love of all that is sweet, stop making typos in the notes. I had 3 strokes trying to write it. No. Lessons in Amortality. That one's not too bad, to be honest. One other thing, as you build structure, you should also build the tone at the same time. It's not just what happens, but how the events should feel. Is the text going to be dense, thin but impactful, colorful, dialogue heavy? The novel won't be separate from how it's written on the page itself. Okay, so I'm very fluent in Kevin, so let me translate. Essentially, most of these notes, but the last one, most importantly, he's saying, if you want it to feel a certain way, you have to make sure that the way you structure it is similar. So, like, if we want the lesson of all of these stories to hinge around the whole lessons in a moral immortality, then we have to make sure that the way that it is structured fits that well. I understand what he means by that, because there are ways to structure stories, especially that are more impactful than others. But he the whole, like, is it going to be dense but impactful, colorful, dialogue heavy? It's a lot of, like, what do you want people to feel from this, and how do you get them to do it? And that is a very important part of this that we are not quite at, I don't think, but we can get there. So, I think we need to, okay. We're probably going to take another, like, 1 or 2 streams doing a couple of things, like setting up the whole overarching picture. And then we're going to have to nail down specific, like, story beats and shit, right? So right now, what we have is we have all this shit And I need to take this shit and put it over here. And this is going to tell us, let me start putting things in here. Yep, very large, very good. Lessons in mortality. We'll do that one for now. I'll put little brackets. All right, so here's how a story clock works. It's one of my favorite writing tools because of how versatile it is. And I like to tell everybody I know about it. Here's how a story clock works, right? Your very first, very last thing end up over here at the 0, 0 mark. You're learning right now. At the 0, 0 mark. Okay, let me explain. Very, very first thing. The story clock was developed to analyze films. And so at the very 0, 0 mark, you have the very beginning of the story. What is the first thing that happens, right? And then over here, at this part over here, is you're going to get a lot of the, like, starting to get into the middle of the story. This is, like, from here. Okay, let me draw on this. That'll be easier, actually. So we start right here. Oh, my God, it's white. So we start right here. And that's all the beginning shit. And from here to here, we have what's called... Oh, what is it called? It's called the normal world. We'll call it norm for now. This is also known as Act 1. And the call and accepting to the call. Yes. The vorm. Yes, it's the vorm. That is correct. And then around here is not necessarily this mark, but it's around this mark. We have the call to adventure and the accepting of the call, like Julian said, or the break to Act 2. This is like the guy who teaches this says. This is so the beginning part is Frodo's life in the Shire, right? Frodo's in the Shire, love and life, everything's great. Gandalf shows up. Gandalf says, "We're gonna go on an adventure." Frodo says, "Fuck you, no," or Bilbo, whichever version you want. Frodo says, "Fuck you, no," and then Gandalf goes, "Suit yourself." And then over here, the break to Act 2 is Frodo leaving the Shire. The act, like literally, like stepping over the gate, is the beginning of Act 2. This is the midpoint of the story, which we'll get to, but all of this from here to here is Act 2. Act 2. The beginning part of Act 2 is what we call fun and games. I'll just put fun. And it's generally from about here to here, is we have the fun and games, and then from about here to here, we have the build up into Act 2. So this is like the superhero training and getting powers, and then going to go and fight the big monster, right? So this would be, in our case, Ian wants something. This sexy unknown world. Give me discomfort and growth. Very good. Very funny. Haha. So dumb. Am I too close to the mic? I feel like I am. Let me do this. Let me turn this up and do this. Because I can like hear my... And I hate it. I hate hearing it. And it's gross. And my mouth is so liquidy. Okay. So we got the fun and games where everything's building up. And then we have the build up to what the hero thinks they need, right? And what the hero thinks they need is not what they need. And this is a false victory or false defeat is the midpoint of the story. And everything from this to this, or more so this, is not fun. Quite the opposite of what this one was over here. This is, well, okay, hold on. I can explain this better. So we got fun, then we got the chasing bad. God, this is so bad. I hope you guys are enjoying watching me struggle through explaining this. But this is the chasing the bad guys part, and then over here, we got the bad guys chasing you. And so it's bad. Chasing. My God. Consider using the text tool. No, and yes, it will be on the test. I should have busted out my little tablet. That would have been a lot better, I think. Anyways, I'll go over it once we're done again. I'll just put mid so that we can remember that for now. Eric, I'll help you cheat for money, guys. Don't make me make this an open book quiz. I don't know. And then over here, after that, we have the not fun. So notice how these like mirror each other. And then we have a breakthrough, an actual breakthrough, which is the break to Act 3. And then this one's the most ambiguous one. So this is like a build up to a final battle and then a final battle. So battle. And this is build up. The terms final battle is a lot. So we'll go over it. But essentially, it's now that I've drawn it all out. We have the normal world is all of Act 1, right? Where you got just like normal things happening, and then someone says a call to adventure, and then there's a denial. Scam coin. Fuck. So we have normal world, call to adventure. I'll get the text tool out now. Call to adventure. My God. And then over here we have the refusal and crossing the threshold. Fun and games. Chasing the bad. False victory/defeat. Ooh, what happened here? Bad guys. Close in. Don't worry, I'll make it legible in a moment. Dark Night of the Soul. Breakthrough. Build up. Final battle. Great. So this is the basic rundown outside of it all. So we have normal world, the call to adventure, the refusal, and then crossing the threshold, and then we have fun and games, chasing the bad, false victory, false defeat, the bad guys close in, dark night of the soul, breakthrough, then we have a build up to a final battle, and then a final battle, and then we also have the new world after that. So Kevin's whole point was we went through that entire section and that entire like setup for what? Like what exactly? Like, yes, Ian wants things, or Ian needs things, but what does Ian want? Because Ian needs something to lose, essentially, in this middle part here, so that he can gain something, right? and I know that my gut is telling me that this is wrong, but right now it's that Ian is lonely because he's been cast out by society and doesn't want to be alone. Ian should lose his life to gain glory. All right, well, I don't know if you're being serious at this point, Julian, and I really need some help with this indicator. because this is a serious stream with funny memes in it, but serious stream. All right, we have fun. We have fun here. You know what I mean? Why is the chat box so small? What's going on over there? You know what? If it's that small, I can do something real quick. Yeah. Whoa. Yeah. Hold on a second. I want to show you guys something. My current active subs just went all the way down to 40. So let me just fix this real quick. All right. The current sub goal is very hard to reach. All right. You want Ian to be lonely, lose something, and gain something. Yes. So my initial thing is like a story of like self-love, right? It's the idea that somebody doesn't want to be themselves and be by themselves, and Ian is being forced to. So Ian has to. Kenny, you're here. Kenny, I need you to DM me your address so I can ship you the things from the Christmas stream. How are you doing, Kenny? You weren't doing too great last time, so I hope things are looking up. Anyways, I do believe Kevin has a point. Ian needs to want something. Why does Ian believe he's lonely? Well, that's because he's the only person that he can talk to. He is a fourth dimensional being that has no way to like actually like communicate. Because he's cast out, so he's like banned from the fourth dimensional society forever for breaking a cardinal rule, basically. And so he's like the only. This is the first moral lesson. What do you mean? Is it's the first moral lesson? I think I kind of want to hint at this like backstory more. The first moral lesson that I have up here is that that life is fragile when you're trying to play with time. And no, I have not seen my sister in the past couple of days, Kenny. Should I be concerned? Should I call her? So basically, Julian, and it's a very solid point. But he's lonely because he's the only one of his kind that he can communicate with, and like three-dimensional beings are not a great thing for a fourth dimensional being to be able to talk to, right? They have different, like completely different problems. And he's not allowed back to his society. So even if he's a punk kid and he like doesn't actually like have anybody that he cares about, then knowing that you'll never get to see anybody again is kind of shitty, you know? Does that make sense? Should I put some music? Okay. Maybe he should cast off the idea that he is alone in the world, where he can still communicate with others regardless of if they are of his kind. Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I can give that to her. That's fine. That works for me, Kenny. Okay. So, Julian, your thought of maybe he should cast off the idea that he is alone in the world where he can still communicate with others regardless of if they aren't his kind. Let me open up another one of these. I feel like that's where we're moving right now. Is we need another one of these. Let's open another. Okay. We'll do another. Are you saying he can talk to third dimensional beings, but it's hard? I don't know yet. I feel like that's kind of cheating just to be like, hi, I'm a fourth dimensional being. Because I feel like it kind of ruins like the weird mystique. Doesn't mean it can't work. Doesn't mean it's meant to work. Yes. Yes. That's kind of what I'm thinking. I think that he shouldn't be able to like verbally communicate. I think that the way that I see it in my head is like he's talking like yes. The way that I see it is like kind of like the Interstellar thing where it's like he's sitting there and he's like, I can see things, but I can't do anything. He can like interact sort of and like probably manipulate some things. Correct. Yes. Okay, great. We're on the same page. Yeah. Shut the fuck up, Eric. Okay. So, Ian wants. Ian needs. What does Ian want? What does Ian need? Yeah. There are some, we have some ideas like that where I have this one where Ian hyperfixates on making one person's dreams into reality, but ends up only making it worse. I'm just covering for the fact that I tuned out for a minute and I'm lost. It's okay. This is all you need to be focusing on. Ian's wants and Ian's needs, and we've decided that Ian can communicate Allah. No. He can communicate like an Interstellar, where like you vaguely interact with things, but also like still has the ability to just like manipulate timelines and move stuff like we talked about last time. You feel me? You feeling me, homie? So what are we thinking? You may be able to smush some of the ideals together, but I'm one at a time works. Yes, I agree. But we're talking about overarching themes, right? We're talking about like through all of these, what is something that Ian is trying to learn, right? I'm trying to think of like what makes a good character thing. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's not about, what were the other ideas that we had? You can't save the world, but you can save yourself. That was an interesting one. And then the overcoming loneliness, the meaning to life is to make a better life for yourself and everyone by doing good. Ian believes he is alone. Ian believes he needs others in order to not be alone. Correct. Yes. And Ian, and the real thing Ian needs is to, okay, hold on. We might be onto something. As a non-social or even non-carbon based, he doesn't need much. That is correct, but it's all in his head. So hear me out. Ian believes he's alone. in being alone, Ian tries everything he can to communicate his existence and communicate his thoughts to people. And he has to come to the realization that though he can affect these people's lives and change them very directly, the only thing that is going to bring him peace is understanding that that's all he can do. Kind of. How can he learn what good or necessary as a god? Okay, so here's we talked about this last time, so it's good that you're bringing it up. A part of it that I wanted to figure out was I think that a part of like the how fragile time is part of it here. I also want to see him go a bit too far, you know, where like maybe he like plays with the kid's timeline and sees that he changes the timeline and the kid's dead now, but his parents are alive. And so I lost track of what I was saying. What was I saying? So Ian. Oh yeah, but he just like doesn't care. Right. And I thought about the idea of like maybe he goes through a timeline where he like just puts humanity on a path of absolute disaster and destruction. And then he's like left completely alone. And then he goes back and he's like, okay, so that doesn't work. And this sucks. And so instead he learns that like going back and maybe changing that small boy's life to where instead of him being dead, he can help the kid be on a better path to have a more successful, more fulfilling life despite the bad things. And then he goes, oh, okay, explain what you mean. He sounds bound by human morality. What do you mean by that? See, my thought is that if he runs everything into the ground, he's essentially running himself into the ground because that's all he has. Right? Everything gets super fucking boring if he destroys it all. Or he cannot destroy it all. He is not human yet. He still believes in good or bad. This isn't a good or bad thing. I feel like he's a very moral gray area thing. Like, we can put him in a situation where he has to let something bad happen for something good to happen. Where it's like, this is very obviously wrong and this is very obviously not okay. But if this doesn't happen, then this thing later on can't happen. And this is significantly worse than this one. You liked the point of him coming to terms with the conditions of his existence. Good. I'm glad we're in agreement there. Holy fuck, it changed again. Guys, this sub count is getting ridiculous. I don't know what to do about this anymore. This just keeps getting lower. I don't know what to do. I'm just kidding. We gotta get it back up to 69, but I don't know if that's gonna happen. Subs only last for a month, Steven. And a month ago today was Spelling Bee. And I got, I think, 28 subs in that night. And now they're going away. But it's all right. We'll figure it out. Yeah, rip. Rip indeed. Okay, so I feel like we have a point of contention with me and Julian. He doesn't know if he agrees with the human morality thing, it sounds like. He almost seems like a Prometheus type, and maybe he should come to term with the fact that he is a decipher in people's lives. I don't know if that works for me. Because then that's making it an external problem, not an internal problem, you know? Like instead of him fixing something in himself, Decipher and his choices aren't good or bad. They are what they are. Well, where's the growth in that? Okay. You're catching up now. I do see your messages like as they pop up, so. Growth is the change in understanding. Yes, but that doesn't necessarily mean that there's a character change. Because he starts as a punk kid, and he's like, oh, I can do this thing. And then it seems like the end of his decipher, he deciphers people's lives. And he goes, oh, okay. So I can do this. And it has consequences, but the consequences don't affect me. Maybe. Decider. Sorry, not decipher, decider. But I also kind of want to keep him from being I want to keep him from being a god of sorts. I just want him to do like, see, even in his character he is now learning about morality from Earth experiences. Do you not like that? Do you not think that it's the right path? I'm trying to figure out where we're off on. Do you want to hop in Discord? Do you want to hop in a Discord channel and we can talk about it? Would that be better? So I can do that. Or are you at work? Yeah, okay. Let's hop in. Let's hop into a live voice channel. Julian, come to the front of the class. You can all hop in if you want. This is what this is for. Oh, actually, go to book chat VC. My bad. Just waiting for Julian. He's probably putting his mic together like I did. I personally don't see a fourth dimensional being bound to human morality, but if you want a human without the body, which is perfectly fine. I was typing this message. Okay. Well, while you're hopping in, thank you. Wow, it finally popped up. Did that change the number? No. Thank you. Thank you, Steven. You finally got the gold badge. Very good. Very good gold badge. To talk through your point, Julian, in a normal scenario, like if we were just talking about like fourth dimensional society and shit, I agree, but he's very specifically being stuck in the third dimension human world without being like in it. Fuck yeah, I'm Goldman Sachs. Yes, you are. Every single minute of it. Okay. While I wait for Julian, I'm going to run an ad. And I'm going to go for a little bathroom break. So give me just a second here. So I can run the ad without having to worry about it. Ads. Which one do you guys want? We haven't done this one in a bit. Bathrooms are for the weak. Okay. Thank you. Enjoy this ad break. I'm Dylan Gaslight. A few years ago, a group of my closest friends and I went searching for answers to why our classmate was so weird, and all ended up having different paranormal experiences. Since then, I've dedicated my life to seeking out the unnatural and metaphysical. Alongside my friends, Dave and Haley, who's been recast, we will all find the answers. We are the Ghost Getters. Hello, I'm back. Julian is still not here. Julian. Discord is taking for it. Oh, okay. That's okay. We'll figure it out. We'll talk about it. How's my candle doing? It's glowing. There's what's going on? Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I can hear you. What? I'm just kidding, chat. He's not here yet. So we're talking about Ian's wants and needs, and Kevin has other things here. He passed out some things, and then he says notes on the characters and the episodes around them. What do they want? And this, we'll get to that in a bit. We'll get to that on a different stream, I think. Story ideas about the law of unintended consequences, which is good. Ian starts to see the consequences at some point, but he's trying to help, demands a certain outcome, won't heed his warnings. And then Ian withholds what he knows will happen because the person will at least be happy in the short term. And then the structure. But we don't have to talk about structure right now. Well, we are talking about structure just in a bit here because we have to fill all these out. Whoopsie daisies. Because I can't do things until his Discord just not working. Steven, you want to hop in this too? We can have a little boys' day. We have a boys' day discussion. And Eric, we can all hop in. This isn't a just me thing. Oh, okay. Then never mind. Don't do that. Oh, yeah. Fuck. Okay. Then hop in. Hello. You made it.
I had to join from my phone.
Oh my god.
I'm so annoyed.
That blows.
Huh?
That blows.
It does, doesn't it?
You sound like ass.
Well, check this out. I'm going to leave real quick because my Discord app is back up.
Fuck yeah. All right. Let me open this up real quick. I need to figure out where this microphone's going to go because it's been annoying me today. I need to add it to the list of contributors.
Hello?
Hello?
Hey.
Hi.
Hi. Happy face.
God. Are you Ian? Is this the Ian?
What's going on here?
All right. So what exactly are you going on about?
What in the... Give me...
Oh my
What?
god.
Give me a second.
Oh my
My
god.
settings are stupid. Why? Anyway, yeah, I don't know. I think my whole issue right now, and it's really a non-issue, is just the fact that he's a fourth dimensional being,
Mhm.
but he's also just thinking in terms of, you know, trying to protect humanity, I guess,
Yeah, okay. So let me
which is strange to me.
let
But
me let me explain a little bit more about the character as we fleshed him out last time. Cuz we're still working on that obviously. But
but
go
if
ahead.
we just need to get some points down
Mhm.
so that we can get his wants and needs, I mean, it's hard for me to think of wants beyond me as a human, but I mean, what he wants to, he believes that he wants to be fulfilled. He wants to be needed. He wants to, the classic stuff, have purpose. He wants to, I don't know, have a community,
Yeah,
stuff like that.
but he's a punk. He's basically a punk kid. So
But
so here's
yeah,
here's the here's the backstory to Ian as we decided last time. So Ian is this fourth dimensional being who's a punk kid who likes to fuck around with timelines and shit. And he got cast out of his society because he tried to rewrite the beginning of time, which is like a big no.
sick.
Yeah. That was Eric's thought, by the way. Sick thought, Eric.
Yeah, Eric's a street punk
Yeah,
from
he is.
Cyberpunk.
Yes.
Just not cool at all.
And so, after being a punk kid, he doesn't necessarily move on from being a punk kid originally, but he's learning about human morality, I guess, from only being able to interact with them. So it's the only morals that he is actually building
Mm.
because he's just a punk kid that does what he wants.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why he's stuck with like human morality and human wants, is because that's all he's interacting with from now until forever.
Okay.
If that makes more sense.
Sure.
Great.
Well, I'm trying to think of the mechanics by which that would work. So he's cast out from his people.
Yeah.
In what we won't worry about that. We can get to the weeds about how he's cast out and what exactly is changing. Do they have like a community in which they interact or something?
Yeah, what I was thinking is that he's just like any society that we have, and then there's like this council or like this court or something that takes note of these bad things that happen.
Fourth dimensional court.
Yeah. I'm gonna take you to fourth dimensional court.
Oh no!
You fucked my time.
Oh no! Your time was asking for it.
And they're like, hey, we have rules. Like, you can fuck around, but you can't like destroy societies and shit that are like, that's not okay. Just like we have our own rules that aren't necessarily just like human rules, but they're like, hey, like
The way we treat animals and stuff.
yeah.
What we do to our environment.
Yes, exactly.
Interesting.
Like you can't destroy the environment in which we function.
Is he essentially stripped of an ability when he is cast out?
Maybe that hasn't been discussed yet.
Because I'm just trying to figure out what it is that makes him being cast out different from others, and because like if he was someone that was seen as like a little ragamuffin that was doing civilization ending things, it seems to me that whatever ability he had to do that would be taken away from him. So maybe in his inability to truly affect things, he can affect people's lives, but in his inability to affect people's lives, that's where in his hopelessness and his helplessness, he's able to observe and learn.
So what makes the most sense to me right now,
Mm-hmm.
in terms of that, is that whatever fourth dimensional jail looks like, whatever the fuck that is,
Time cube.
Time cube. Yeah, there you go. He is basically sentenced to like, here, you're sentenced to only this place and only this place, and it's just Earth. And it's like, you can't fuck up Earth too bad. So you just go forth, but you cannot communicate with any of us ever again. You cannot be a part of this society, and you cannot touch things that are beyond the bounds of Earth.
Okay.
Like they knew that they were sentencing him to go learn something.
All right. So maybe what can help us
Like
decide
juvie.
how he is why was he messing with time in the first place?
That's okay. That's actually a fair point.
Why was he doing that?
Besides,
Just to do it?
besides being a punk kid, like
Mhm.
why would he want to do that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That might help us be able to decide where he's going.
Yeah. His
'Cause
actual
right now
his
he's a
actual
lot.
want.
He's a lot of unmolded clay,
Yes.
but I think his past could help us figure out his future.
I agree. So a want that was created out of wanting to change the beginning of time.
Okay.
Is that where you're thinking too? Like,
Can you
don't
repeat
change,
that one more time?
like, don't change his wants after he gets cast out.
Mm.
His want should stay the same as what he was cast out for.
I think that would help.
I think that would help too. So what is that?
Well, I mean, if you wanted to, if you want to try to put down why he was doing what he was doing, I mean, do these beings operate in the same way humans operate? Does he have parents? Does he have do they all just exist in a permanent state until there's a catalyst that changes them for growth?
So, say that again. I was watching Steven's fucking Discord live.
Is it fire?
No, it's really
Well,
stupid.
it's just I don't know. We're trying to determine why he was so he tried to redo the beginning of time. Is there a specific way he tried to do it, or is it just that right now?
It's just that right now. Is
Okay.
We were trying to figure out what he was being cast out for, and Eric said for trying to find the beginning of time or something like that. And I said I think it'd be cooler if he was altering the beginning of time.
All right,
So
let's
that's
give
what
him a
we did.
young nihilistic street punk point of view. He wanted to rewrite the beginning of the time, and he gets exiled in such a way because he wanted to stop time from ever beginning. We'll say that. Right.
Okay. So it's like nothing matters.
So, yeah, so he wants to stop everything from existing. Period. As a means of escaping pain for everyone, right?
The only thing with that is that he can't.
Yes.
Can't. It's really hard to go from like I don't want anything to exist to things do need to exist. You know.
I think over time a mind can be changed just by pure observation and experience, you know?
Yeah. Hi, Poop Patrol.
Or
Welcome.
at least for the sake of a fictional fourth dimensional being. He's just like, wow, everything is kind of the worst and existence isn't great. But then he's forced to observe existence, and even though he probably does see pain, I'm sure over time he'll see the beauty in people's struggles. You know, stuff like that.
Yeah.
He'll see humans having kids and popping kids out and finding love and losing love, and he'll see how over time when he tries to help them out, sometimes it's for the better, sometimes it's for the worse. Maybe at some point he'll realize that his input doesn't really, I don't know, change much. If we're gonna try to just go into like a deconstruction of like time being a river or time being something that can be actually changed, you know.
So if we're talking about, I want to explore the idea because I'm not sold on it yet.
Mm-hmm.
So if we're talking about this in the time clock, it starts out nothing matters, right?
Sure.
Then that means that the false victory or defeat has to be stuff matters, and he has to get rid of that ideal. What's the rest of it?
Well, the false victory would be more than likely him thinking that he's confirming that nothing matters.
Okay.
Or I mean, I guess if I would see it as a false victory rather than a false defeat.
Yeah. It's interesting.
Or it could be a false defeat of the idea that things matter, and he thinks that he's correct. I think it could probably fly either way. He's like the false defeat is of him, or it's either a false victory over the idea of things mattering.
Okay. So I do actually really like the idea of
Okay.
doing that. I don't see it being the main overarching part of the story. I see that being more of
that
like a more of like the first act area.
Yeah, that would be tough. As the overarching thing, that would be just a slog.
Yes, because that's like very hard. So like the way that hold on a second, Poop Patrol. I'll give you a quick rundown in a moment. Because my idea would be that he goes from that nihilistic, like nothing matters, to seeing how fragile time is and being like, oh, the things that I do affects things, and then like going way too far with it, where he like completely eradicates all life by making things bad, and like watching war, famine, and despair happen, and then he goes, oh fuck, everything sucks. Everything actually sucks now. It actually wasn't.
I mean,
that
if
bad.
anything, we could make it. I mean, he's got all the time in the world since he's an immortal being.
Yes, and he can travel through time.
Yeah, so he can really start by destroying things, and over time, and maybe he even enjoys destroying things. But there's that one moment where he sees the one thing that changes his view, and he's like, maybe I should stop this. Something like that.
Yeah, and then from there he does the one thing, and he's like, oh, actually, like, I'm like a god to these people, and then he like, goes too far in the other direction.
Sure.
And then has to find like a middle ground. I feel like that's a fun, like, I don't know if that's a good overarching theme, but I think that's a good like.
So
like
is that what we're working on, overarching right now? Because
Yeah.
I was thinking we're doing like each little individual point as a story.
Oh no! I need to know what he wants and he needs so that we know how to move the story. Which I think what you have is a good like 3 acts, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's he's like, oh, nothing matters. First act. Second act is, oh, a lot of things matter. Actually, I'm all powerful. And then third act is like, okay, I understand my purpose.
Yeah.
I think that's like a beautiful way of putting it all.
Yeah. It also seems like, to me, it seems like a good first story to get the guy started on to his journey, which would give us the time to view all these other little stories that could happen around it. But,
Let me write this all real quick.
But also, all of these stories can technically take place while he's in that phase where he is destroying things, and it's looked at through a more passive lens of like, wow, this guy is a terrible person doing these terrible things, or at least just being terrible in that he could intervene and he doesn't. Stuff like that, where he just watches stuff play out.
Yeah. And then he's like, wow,
as a
that's
result
fucked.
of the numbness or whatever.
Like, wow, that really sucked to be that person.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it could all this stuff could happen while he's bad. A lot of them, sure, the stories could happen while he's good, and while he's in a phase between good and bad, But his wants and his needs for the overarching story, I'd probably just stick with say that they stem from his beliefs, and what he believes that he wants and what he believes that he needs.
Mm-hmm.
At the beginning, a little street punk, he doesn't believe that he needs anyone more than likely, but we find that he is lonely. So his need would be
exploit his weakness.
Huh?
Exploit his weakness.
Sure.
For the sake
like, so
of
his
learning.
need would be that he needs community, or he needs communication, or he needs to be social. Companionship.
I think we have that down as something over here. Let me give the rundown for Senor Poop Patrol. the man with the name that I get really weirded out saying every single time he shows up, but love you anyway. So we're writing a book. It's about this fourth dimensional being that's basically a punk kid that's serving a life sentence, just doing whatever the fuck to Earth. And in doing so, he learns about the morality of being a human, I guess, and that's what we're talking about. That's the very basic rundown, right? I basically
Yeah.
that's the main points. You're welcome, homie. And now we're talking about like what events need to occur and what things that this character wants and needs. And all of the rest is on here. And if you want to hop into the Discord to read the other stuff that's in the Discord, you can hop into.
So it seems like he needs communication and companionship. I think he
Yeah, there's
wants
something
to
lacking.
be able to operate without it, but that's something that's probably going to have to change or not, depending on how we want to lean into how much of a fourth dimensional being he is.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess I seem to believe that being a fourth dimensional being comes with a lack of needing much.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is a tangent, but what exactly entails being a fourth dimensional being?
Think of Matthew McConaughey in Interstellar.
It's about taking third dimensional beings who are going through black holes and putting them into your tesseract for safekeeping.
Well, yeah, but to an extent, it's like imagine there's a society of people. Oh no, society, man. Imagine there, at least the way that I have it in my head is there's a society of people that exist in the fourth dimension the way, not 100% like, but, and they interact with people in the third dimension the way Matthew McConaughey interacted with people in Interstellar. Have you seen Interstellar?
Not all of it, that's for sure.
Oh.
Well, there's a part where
I
Matthew McConaughey's
keep
just
seeing like
floating.
the end of it. And
Oh, okay.
Where he's like
Yeah.
touching shit, and it's like I have no idea what the hell's going on.
Okay, great. You're on track.
Yeah, the only way he can interact with
Can 4D people like tie their shoes without bending over? No.
they don't need shoes. Just because Matthew McConaughey had his body in Interstellar didn't mean he needed it. It just helped him understand things and perceive things.
Well, okay, so Steven, to answer your question, the way that I see it, the fourth dimension is like the dimension of time where everything is happening all at the same time and you can flow through it back and forth however you want.
Yeah.
Right? Like how we see a picture is how they see all of time. And so they just kind of exist in that like weird like time soup, where they I guess like oversee the things that are happening. Or maybe interact, who knows?
So let's just for a moment pretend that they are. This whole society is
Delicious.
overseeing how everything. Well, does that sound weird? How everything is happening in the third dimension, while also, existing in their own society with their own rules and other stuff. And then some young punk street kid is like, "I'm gonna mess with stuff."
Right, and they're like, "Homie, stop."
Goodbye, homie.
Gooby. Yeah. So to answer your question, Poop Patrol, they don't need to bend over to tie their shoes because they just go to a time where their shoes are tied.
Their shoes are tied and untied simultaneously.
Schrödinger shoes.
We're getting good terms right now. Schrödinger shoes, time
you
soup.
should definitely write this in as like some one-off bullshit comment.
I'll put it over here in themes right here. We got
Themes.
time
Schrödinger
soup.
shoes.
Time soup. Schrodinger's shoes.
It's gonna get funny when we start talking about there being other universes in which this main character exists. Infinite versions of other fourth dimensional beings.
That's the cool part though, is because he's like, I think at one point we were talking about one of these ideas. Yeah. So like how we hyperfixates on one person and trying to make their dreams come true, and so he's like sitting there like, oh, okay, we just gotta move this timeline over here, And then he goes and he sees it and he goes, oh, that one's pretty bad. And so he just goes back and does another one. He's like creating all of these different, like multiple different universe outcomes where a shit ton of them are bad. He's just watching them all happen. And then he's just like, that one, that's the one that works. And it's the one he didn't touch.
Nice.
So he's just like sitting there, like watching all of these terrible things happen. And he's like, yeah, I did it.
All right, let's get some more wants down on paper. Wants and needs.
Well, he needs to learn the moral lesson of he's got to make life better for himself by making life better for others. By basically not being a dick. So it's like you reap what you sow. It's a basic karma thing, you know? We're sticking with the classics.
So karma still applies to fourth dimensional beings.
Karma applies to everything. It's a universal truth, bitch.
Whoa.
Jeez.
Get fucked. In different dimensions. Ian wouldn't get into so much foolishness if he got laid. Eric, so Eric, what you missed, I like that, and we might go with it, but we got to figure out if this works. So, he just wants to go home, is Eric's approach. Eric, what you missed is we were discussing that maybe whatever he was trying to do by altering the beginning of time is the want that he has. So whatever he wants from that, and since it was your idea, I implore you to look into yourself and tell me what you got. Otherwise, we can go with something as simple as he just wants to go home. I don't think that's a bad want.
I almost put something alienating in chat just now.
Uh-oh.
No.
4D baddies got in Ian
Discord.
acting up.
Just do it.
Which Discord? The 4D gotta be an acting strange. I don't like this. I don't like where this is going.
Never mind. It looks like we're putting stuff in this chat.
Oh no.
4 Deucey.
No size queens in 4D. Guys, hey, if y'all are watching this and you're not following, please hit that follow button. And if you're not subbed currently, maybe hit that subscribe button. Who knows? Maybe you could be enjoying some more 4D ussy talk in the future.
Subscribe for more 4 Dussy.
So dumb.
He wants to end all suffering, but he needs to find out that suffering is not good or bad. How about that?
So you want to go with like a weird villain arc sort of thing?
I wouldn't say that wanting to end all suffering is a villain thing, but he's a street punk kid who maybe tries to end all suffering through villainous means, and then that's why he gets cast out. I feel like that would make more sense.
I feel like you...
This doesn't...
Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, this doesn't seem like... I don't know, he can either be trying to do something good, right, and he gets exiled, or he could be trying to do something bad and he gets exiled. I think he's getting exiled for both, essentially, because since he's the main character, he thinks he's doing something good.
Okay. But in a weird punk kid way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By breaking the rules like a badass.
Yeah. You don't understand, old heads. You 4D permanent existent old heads.
Mm-hmm.
But
But
so this
he's
is just going to be the Joker, but like interdimensional.
interdimensional jokies.
Do you want to hear a joke? Fourth dimensional council.
Mm-hmm.
What do you get in a time continuum where you outcast the one person who seems to care about all of existence?
All right.
You get what you fucking deserve. 4D boomers. Yeah. All right. So I do kind of like the idea of turning Ian into
Thanos.
Yeah, like an antagonist protagonist.
I mean, I just don't see him
Anti-hero.
I don't see him as a bad guy.
I don't either.
So I mean, you're calling him an antagonist. I just don't see him as an antagonist.
Well, what was the term?
I
that
guess he's
used?
an antagonist to
Anti-hero.
the console, which is why he's getting exiled. So it's like whatever.
Yeah, but an anti-hero that needs morals, like a noir.
Maybe. I guess maybe the issue is now in my brain. I'm getting the fact that he kind of goes on out on a limb as a bad. Well, we haven't decided in stone that he goes out on a limb and just does awful things on Earth, right?
Yeah, he's just a punk kid
Yeah.
who
So-
like I feel like to him the equivalent of like starting an entire war would be like drawing a circle around a colony of ants in Sharpie, you know?
Hell yeah.
So like it doesn't really matter, but then he learns like, I probably shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, ah, look, I cut this chicken's head off and now it's running around, and then you're like, that thing was alive. It had its own thoughts and feelings probably.
He wants to end all suffering. He wants to end time, but he needs to understand that he shouldn't do either. That suffering isn't bad. That time isn't bad.
Yeah, but that's still that's still a non-personal story. We're still in like the separate acts themes, if that makes sense.
He wants a cheeseburger.
He want cheeseburger, cannot get because no mouth.
Because no hands.
No hand. He just exists. And burger may exist in one moment but doesn't exist in other. So what moment does he exist in for cheeseburger? If he put cheeseburger in box, is it there or no?
Oh, no.
Hang on.
Schrodinger's burger.
I'm reading Act 1, Act 2, and is this not just Mr. Robot?
Stop. 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 Stop that.
It's Mr. Robert.
Oh no, he's gone.
He stopped. I did it.
I kicked him from the server.
Oh my god.
It's okay, he can come back. Steven, get back in here. This is another one of those moments where he's going to start screaming at me. I feel it. Oh, no, I actually kicked him from the server. Oh, fuck, my bad, Steven. I thought I just kicked you from the VC. Get back in here. My joke went too far. Okay, well, while Steven works his way back in here.
Mr. Roblox.
Mr. Roblox. God. Welcome back, Steven. You learned your lesson? Oh, no. He's mad.
No, you kicked his XLR right out of his Focusrite or whatever.
Fuck. You. Still using a Focusrite over there? He doesn't need it anymore.
Oh, I just realized I was muted. God damn it! Stupid. God.
Okay, so we need like a personal want and personal need that needs to be fulfilled for this character, right? So Mr. Robot
Over the course
wants
of
to
the
fix
entire
everything.
arc of the book.
Yes. Something that he has to overcome and then accept. Besides a nihilist viewpoint that nothing matters.
Oh, well,
We can
that
overcome
shot
that.
down. That shot down my idea. I was gonna say he wants happiness. He must realize that it can never happen.
Well,
Right now, I'm still stuck on the he is now lonely in his existence, and then it continues to try to talk to the people, and then in trying to talk to the people, he realizes that he can't get the satisfaction from talking to the people, so he has to find the satisfaction in helping them instead. Knowing that even if he cannot directly communicate, he can still directly affect them. So maybe instead of loneliness, it is a desire of communication. But realizing that he does communicate just in a way that he didn't expect.
Okay, so his overarching thing is he wants to find a meaningful way to communicate because he needs to communicate.
Yeah, like how does he express? So like he can, there can be a moment like near the end of, or like right before the midpoint where he realizes that, or something that helps him realize that like people can still express their emotions to each other and like talk
Mhm.
and communicate their problems,
Mhm.
but he cannot do that anymore.
Maybe. See, I feel like what I just said is the want and the need. Because the problem is, if everything's inner, right, then everything has to do with his beliefs. So maybe part of it is he believes that he can only communicate one way, or he believes that he can. Yeah, well, yeah, that he's limited in his means of communication.
Okay.
Maybe over time he can figure out multiple ways of communicating. Not just through, I don't know, doing the interstellar thing where he knocks a book off the bookshelf.
Well, the thing
You know?
is that it's the wants and the needs are two different, has to be two different things.
Mm.
So the wants can be wants, meaningful communication, and then the needs would be something like, I mean, we're already hitting on it, but a way to like actually write it down, like he needs. Oh, how do I say it where it makes sense? He needs to recognize that his actions can more than make up for the want, I guess. I don't know.
Like his actions are fulfilling or more than that.
Yeah. Or his wants would be like he wants to be able to like sit down and talk to somebody, but the needs would be that he needs to actually like have a purpose, and like a, maybe that's what it is. Maybe he wants communication but needs purpose, and instead of getting just a communication to vent, he can vent his problems through fixing other or helping people through theirs.
Well, I've just thought of an interesting moment that doesn't necessarily, I feel like, apply to the points that we're trying to
Go for
jot
it.
down right now.
Go for it.
But maybe one of his means of communication is just figuring out that over time, the things that he does affects the entire civilization in such a way that he finds at least one person in the future that has learned through life and observation of life exactly what it is that he was trying to teach, and he finds fulfillment in that moment.
It's Ethan.
That at least, well,
Eric, it all comes back to Ethan. By the way, Ethan was a dude who has like a brief encounter with Ian and then goes wild trying to prove it to everybody else.
right on.
That was the idea. And so like in like the worst times, Ian goes to Ethan basically, and like and just like vents to Ethan even though Ethan can't hear him. That was the idea of that character. And then like since he can't directly talk, he also just like fucks with them just to be like, haha, I exist. You know, like how babies cry to make sure that they still exist. It's kind of like
really?
that. Yeah, they do. I've
never heard of
an
that.
existential crisis, and so they cry to make sure somebody comes to see them. That's like when nothing is wrong and they're just crying. That's what it is.
That's kind of fucked up. I never knew that.
So he does little
It's a
baby
way to
shit.
describe it.
He does little baby shit. So he's like, haha, I'm gonna move this book.
How come
And
when I cry, no
he's
one
here.
comes?
He's here again. I do that too, TBH. Fair. So Ian wants meaningful communication. Ian needs a legitimate purpose. And in the most simplest way of putting it. And then we have Time Soup and Schrodinger Shoes. Both of which would make great, terrible t-shirts.
Wow. Already marketing ahead of time.
Dude, do I need to bust out my fourth dimensional Ahigo shirt?
Show it off.
What did you just say?
All right, hold on a moment.
You weren't there when we made this shirt?
No, if you're pulling out what I think you're pulling out, if you said what I think
It's a
you just
Hego
said-
on a Tesseract.
fucking Christ.
Look,
So this is the bad t-shirt that we all voted on.
What?
look at us just doing what writers do.
The fuck?
This is the design that won, and this is the shirt.
Why?
You like that?
No, I
Tell
don't
me
like
about-
that at all. That's
Tell me about how
fuck-
much you like that.
I don't like it at all. In fact, can
It's
we
okay.
send that?
I'll send it to you in your DMs so that
Oh,
you can use
no.
it for later.
Is it available on sale anywhere?
No, because Redbubble took it down
What?
for being against their terms of service.
That's funny.
It's very funny.
Very, very rare limited edition shirt there.
I'm pretty sure they've made
One of one.
far worse things.
It might be a copyrighted face.
It might be. I don't know.
Anyway, back to trying to put down points,
Yeah.
but
So
not
we got
putting down points. Classic writer
meaningful
stuff.
communication and then a legitimate purpose. And so when we go back to the clock, the top one would be after he. Well, maybe he always wanted a legitimate communication, but he tried to alter the beginning of time because he doesn't have any friends. A real dumb reason. It doesn't have to be good. He is a punk kid after all. Could just
Feel
have
like worse
that
things
nihilist
have
thing.
been done for lesser.
Yeah. And then he meets the Time Queen and they fuck.
Yo, this guy's a total Chad.
That's it. End of book.
Wow, this guy's just like me.
Oh God. What have I done?
He's gonna be like one of those characters that they have on those pictures that, like, if you liked this character, you missed the meaning or whatever.
Nice.
Perfect. Awful twist, but it's all
Implying that
about
the
a
meaning
girl.
matters.
Oh
Silly.
no, it's a classic Hollywood movie. It's all about a woman.
He just wanted Stacy to like him.
I tried to change the beginning of time for you, babe.
Please. Please, babe, I tried to change the beginning of time. Just give me a little head.
Sorry,
Just a little.
I'm going to jail now. And then he sees, then he watches two people fuck, and he goes, "Damn, I wish that was us."
That's pretty cool.
Jesus Christ!
This guy's pretty cool.
Hold on, my dogs are bugging out. If I die, you guys can watch it live on stream right now.
Wow, I can't believe we're about to watch Michael die. Don't people get banned on Twitch for this?
Watching people die?
Well,
nothing.
people dying, like they stream them dying.
It's an accident.
Yeah, okay.
What did I
This
miss?
time. So we figured it out the whole story when you'd walked away,
Great.
but we can't recreate it. But also there was an issue where we were muted, and we can't
Oh.
remember. So
But also, Eric just summarized it
You
all
died
in
on
his
stream
last
too,
chat.
fan. Can you give me, but like as a joke? Haha, wouldn't that be funny? Gross. This is a gross stream. All right, so now that we have an overarching theme for Act 1 and Act 2 and kind of Act 3, and we have a want and a need, now we can do this. Oh, shit. Now we can do this.
I don't see anything. Oh, wait.
Cool. We don't need to hit every beat now, do we?
No, I think we just need to get the important ones.
Let's just jump to final battle.
All right, so the final battle is going to be against Gylith. He's going to
So-
be a massive time monster.
He's a time Chad.
Crossing. Uh-oh. Oh no, not crossing. Thanks, guys. We don't want Kevin getting mad at me again.
Crossing Field by
Gross.
Lisa. Michael's favorite song ever.
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's good. So let's see. The first act. While he's in the known world, we know that he's trying to change time. Or we could already just jump in. We can jump in. We don't necessarily have to show him trying to change time, right? It's just we skip towards the part where he's getting exiled for trying to change time. Whoa.
And the Twitch gets canceled.
Is this
Canceled.
That
that's
was
Sword Art Online?
no, no. It wasn't Sword Art Online. It was, I was making that noise with my mouth. Okay, back to doing serious shit. All right, so I don't want his backstory to necessarily be like a story beat. I think I can like intersperse like bits of the story or like do like little like half story sections where it gives a little bit of backstory, if you know what I mean, where people can like put it together. Whoa.
Yeah.
A legitimate threat. He'll do it too.
No, guys, what's wrong with scat?
You're banned.
Unbanned.
Banning myself.
Guys, I'm banning myself.
Oh fuck,
Whoa.
hold on. I see something important that I need to bring to everyone's attention.
Oh no.
Oh, that's fucked actually. Okay, there it is. Guys, the YouTube channel is at 199 subscribers. And if
Oh, your
Julian
YouTube
and
channel?
if Julian unsubscribes right now, it'll be at 198.
All right, I'm on my way.
Fuck. Oh, y'all meant like the jazz kind. Yes. No. Yes.
Now I know for sure that I should ban you.
No, Julian, please. He said he'd resub once he gets a new job.
I mean, it is poop patrol, so I mean.
Unsubbing. Oh, fuck. Hi, Kubrick. Why are you walking around like someone's about to beat your ass? Get over here.
Go ahead and refresh that there page,
Yeah.
buddy.
I swear to God.
That 200.
It says 199 still.
I literally unsubscribed. It still says 199. What's going on here?
The fuck going on here? It never counted you, Julian.
Whoa, it's messed up. All right, staying unsubscribed.
What?
All right, whatever.
Put it back.
Let's
Oh no!
get some
Now it
points
says
down.
Now it says 198. Now it says 199. Wow, isn't this a fun time, guys? I'll sub with the John Orca account. You already did. John Orca's already a sub,
Do you
I think.
still like have that?
But,
Do you still
yeah.
have those credentials?
Yeah, sub with the John Orca account. Okay, Julian,
Yes.
Steven, let's get
Yeah.
this fucking circle at least partially filled in.
Yes.
So
Okay, so what are we filling it in with?
story beats. So they're gonna be like little sub stories to the overarching story.
Mm. So the story beats are going to be the little stories in themselves, huh?
Yeah. So like these little things appear, and I already put what stories can go into what acts for what we have currently.
The only way I could see a refusal of the call is his refusal to change to like whatever the consoles says he needs to change to. So the refusal of the call could be essentially a story about when he first gets to Earth and is being a little shit. No, but that would be somewhere in the...
No, that's still that one. So if we remember, let me put the Act 1, 2, and 3 over here. Act 1. And then we have This right here, the Nothing Matters and Destroy Everything arc. The anime arc. You know?
Sorry, Master, but just this once, I'm gonna have to go all out.
And then he
Lorem ipsum.
and then he changes the and then he takes the chains off of his feet and kicks the shit out of Sandman.
So, like, the whole call to adventure part is essentially him being sent to Earth on his own to change,
Yeah, and
or just to be alone. The refusal is him refusing to change while on Earth, so he's technically still in the known world, in his inner
this would
life
be this
because
would
he's
be
being...
the going too far.
Yes.
And the call to adventure would be that first interaction with that kid.
You think so?
Yeah. Do you know that whole idea? Did I
No.
tell you that part? Okay. So
His first interaction with Ethan Rares.
yes, no. Kevin's watching. He says lean into his nihilism and let it flow through him. So Kevin is actually watching. Welcome, Kevin.
Kevin is Chief Palpatine.
Kevin and I both have a really soft spot for characters that are just like kind of fucking suck, like as people. And
that's the best type of character.
It's true. It's like they have the most growth and they have the most interesting like moral conundrums. Because instead of just being like, oh, I can't do that because then I'd be a bad person. It's like, I mean, it solved the problem. You know, it's much more interesting when you get a morally gray person or morally gray character.
Yeah, who wants to watch Paddington? Not me.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Like the bear?
Yes.
Yes. Anyways. So the idea is that he shows up and the first thing that he encounters is this kid like crying, and he looks into the kid's timeline and sees that like his parents recently died, both of them in some like brutal accident. And he goes, oh, okay. And he goes back and he just like changes the accident to where, or changes like some event like far back that would change it to where they don't get in that accident. And then he goes back to the kid, and the kid's dead. And he goes, "Oh,
no,
that
his parents
blows."
were molesters.
That blows. And then he's like, "Ah, I actually can like do some fun shit with this." That's it. That's the whole story.
Still seems very powerful.
Well, it's supposed to be like an introduction to the world and the character. So that you can see like he's like he has this power and he's also like not really seeing the purpose of it.
Yeah. Sure.
I feel like this would make a great anime adaptation already.
But how do you make Ian? The whole purpose is that it works because you can't like put a physical body to the thing. Oh, pre-rolls are on. Sorry, every non-sub. Get nuked.
Wait, so... Oh, never mind. I just had a thought, but I think I need to think about it more.
Chat,
Okay.
do you have anything to say? Sub to chat? Is there anything that you're interested in hearing or seeing from a story like this?
Oh, what the fuck? I just got an ad.
How?
Feel free
I don't know.
Are you
Feel
logged
free to
in?
throw your hats in the pot because if you
What
look at
the
the
fuck?
title of the stream, it says I'm literally giving away writing credits here.
Yeah, Julian made it in. Steven's still working for his.
Well, what the fuck? What can I even contribute?
You're fired.
It's literally anything. If you help contribute something of substance to the story
I
in
did
any way.
contribute. I said.
Lisa by crossing.
Yeah, we're not
crossing
adding that.
I said something funny, and that was it.
Oh, did you
Schrodinger's
say...
shoes.
Yeah, the tying shoes thing. I said that should be thrown in as one.
Yeah, but I coined the term, so
Oh
moving.
my god.
All right, let's put some more points back on that circle. You want to put that kid story there? Put the kid story there.
All right, we'll
I mean,
put
that
the
is
kid's
pretty
story
good.
there for
I
now.
like that.
And then the going too far is I don't know exactly what the going too far is yet, but I'm thinking I was thinking like, well, I did say like total annihilation, but
A Holocaust.
of
Whoa.
of sorts, yes.
I said a, not the, guys. Come on now.
Yeah. That's well. I heard you. I heard you, homie. It's
Banned.
going too far, which would basically be like he like causes a nuclear war or something for fun.
So
Yeah.
when he goes back and fixes whatever, does it not like does the timeline split and there's still the fucked up world that
Yeah.
exists?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He
Damn,
doesn't
this already blows
he doesn't change. Why?
because
He's a
it's sad.
celestial. No, he's a celestial. It doesn't matter. It just sucks to you because you're a human.
No, that's
Weird.
why it makes a really interesting character story, because it all of the development is directly attributed to the character, not like it's the circumstances.
Your puny, feeble human mind
Yeah, I guess I'm
is not
still
comprehending.
small-brained for this.
Oh. It's okay. You'll level up by the end of the making of this.
This guy's gonna learn how to be a better person by ending entire civilizations. You hear me?
Hey, whatever it takes.
His ways are not our ways, Steven.
That's right.
Yeah, clearly.
You could never understand. Maybe he tries to make these changes without creating so many awful timelines. That could be true. That could do something.
That would be him crossing the threshold, because that's when he's trying to do stuff that he doesn't understand or know yet. So he's learning.
Yeah.
And he's not
Okay.
realizing that no matter what, it's still gonna not end up quite like he likes.
Okay. So crossing the threshold would be try to stop fucking timelines. He's just trying to get his dick wet, you know, with the timelines.
Yeah, that's the next part.
I would
Found
think
a
it
game.
more. I would think of it just more as trying to think differently, because he's a pretty one-note guy, and then he goes too far, and then he's like, all right, I need to try something different. And I think in trying something different is when we start to get into actual fun in games, because trying to watch him not mess things up as fun in games seems a little too comedic for the subject matter.
Yeah,
But
that's when he gets the montage, and it's just him experimenting in the lab.
cooking up in the stew.
All right, so I put the crossing the threshold as him going back to go fix the situation with the kid.
Sure.
'Cause-
Wait, I thought that whole
Wait, is that an
interaction-
overarching thing?
What?
That seems.
Why would we go back to that? Because I thought that was all entailed in the first interaction.
No, because
yeah.
the first interaction would be him doing it and going, "Oh, that's neat." And
this is him learning how to. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So he's not getting moved into changing things by that interaction itself.
No.
Okay.
But then he's like, "Oh," after going too far, he's like, "Oh, this kind of sucks." And then he goes back to the very beginning of what he was doing. He's like, "Well, let me do something different." And then in doing something different, it moves into he basically. Oh, maybe actually, you know what? Big brain. The kid is Ethan.
Wait, so Ethan immediately dies, gets ganked?
No. Here's what I'm thinking.
His parents get ganked.
Because Act 2 is the God complex arc. He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna fix everything now." So he goes in, he fixes, he accidentally fixes the situation with the kid, and like gets this follower basically. He's like, "Oh, I could be like the god to these people," and then he goes off the fucking rails until the midpoint.
So the way I've been sort of envisioning this is that each point is essentially an anthology story.
Yes.
So I think part of the problem that we're seeing with this, I guess, first and or second point relating
I see what you're
so
saying.
closely to this third or fourth point is that it's like some of the same characters, where I was imagining every single point was going to be a different story with its own little moral that's also hitting on these overarching overarching, but like the story circle beats.
That is correct. I still think that it could work though. So I'm going.
I feel like going back to the kid at this third point though is like the whole interaction with this kid could be solved in one bit, and that's the immediate setup.
I think maybe the problem is the way we are seeing it, Steven, is that going back to fix the interaction with the kid is the main point of that is the main beat of that point, when it can be one of the many beats that happens.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah,
Unless
Like
unless you want the what the character learns from that to be what guides the whole, that specific interaction to be what guides the whole overarching rest of the story, but I feel like it could just be one small thing. Godfrey.
yes, that is correct.
Okay.
That my crossing the threshold isn't like a whole nother like 15, 20 page story. It's like a 1 page.
Oh, well that's part of what I've been saying though. I was thinking that it was going to be a 15, 20 page thing. It's just that we're not focusing wholly on this kid.
Yeah.
For the
No.
15.
We were not focusing on the kid for the
Okay.
whole act. No.
so the first 3 points here are gonna be fixed, or is gonna go through in like 3 pages at most.
No. The first one is probably gonna be like 10 pages, and then the second one is probably gonna be like another 10 pages.
Can we call them chapters?
Yeah, we can call them chapters.
Let's call them chapters.
And then the crossing the threshold is like a sub chapter.
Sure.
Author's note: kid dies.
Like
Sick.
kind of like tying up a loose end, almost, before going
Yeah.
into the next part.
I think that there's okay.
I think it sounds more fun that way, because then we see like, and he's not going back originally to like go fix the problem with the kid. He's just going back to go fuck with him again, but ends up like doing something where the kid's like, yes, this is perfect. This is all I've ever wanted in my life. And he goes, oh, fuck yeah.
Sure.
Oh, I'm so
and
rich
then
at the expense of other people. This is great.
Yes.
is that when we would see? I would imagine I'm seeing the future, and I'm imagining he goes back, he tries to fix it, leaves because he sees that the kid's happy, and that's when we hit a false defeat or false victory later,
Possibly.
and he learns that what he didn't actually help the kid in the long run.
Yeah, or that his weird omnipotent powers aren't actually like a means to. Well, no, because then we got to come back to the communication issue. Like okay. So along with the first act, a part of it is him like kind of being like, nah, I don't need to communicate. I can just fuck with them. And then in the second act, he's like,
badass.
I could do this a lot easier if I could just talk to them. And then that's him going too far, like trying to like, he goes from trying to help them into trying to help himself. And in trying to help himself, he just fucks everything up.
Okay.
And then he gets the false victory because it's like, oh, I can actually communicate with somebody, but he's not actually, or something like that. I don't know. I like false victories.
Let's see how Kevin feels about all this.
Kevin probably is only vaguely watching.
Very good, Kevin. Appreciate it.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Kevin.
Like when Dora asked the audience.
Kevin, feel free to attack how we are breaking story here.
It's just
Anyway.
the middle of the book. It just goes, "What do you think, reader?" And then like 10
Like, a
blank
whole
pages,
Chapter of blank pages.
and then it just keeps going.
Stephanie Meyer's moment.
Or just or just halfway through the book it just becomes a choose your own adventure.
Perfect,
Ooh, yeah.
beautiful.
That would be crazy actually, I bet.
We wrote this book with Twitch chat, and now you're writing the rest of the book.
We wanted to return to form. Went back when Twitch chat was analog.
All right, so fun and games would be his trying to be God, I guess. What story do I have for 2? Hyperfixating on one person to make their dreams into reality. And then a story about how gratification from doing good doesn't make the good better.
I'm angry at how you
Get rid of
pronounce
that D.
the D. You literally said gratification.
Gratification.
There you go. You like that?
You didn't fix it.
Great. It's better. It's kind of technically better, so.
Gratification.
Stop trying to be God.
There you go.
Ooh, shout out.
That's
Hey,
not who you are.
as a character flaw, you should make him like, I don't know, unable to read or something.
What?
I mean, that kind of makes sense.
Or he can't spell or some shit.
He's dyslexic.
Something that's not useful to him as a 4D being.
That's actually kind of funny. You could have like an interaction with fucking Ethan, where Ethan's like, "Are you good or evil?" And he writes down God instead of good. You're God, and you go, oh,
Write it down.
sure.
Write it down. Oh no, his flaw is that he's a Brockhampton.
Whoa.
There's just a
I'm
little.
now-
There's like a little one-off paragraph about hearing Brockhampton in the background. He's like, "Yeah."
Now I'm just imagining him as like a floating cloud, like from Rick and Morty or whatever.
Ugh.
And
Ugh.
he's just at a Brockhampton concert, and his lights are changing. The color of his cloud is just changing to show that he likes Brockhampton. He's like, wow, this kind of bangs.
Perfect.
Can't spell, likes Brockhampton. How's
But
that a
you're gonna
theme?
leave it as one L.
Huh? Yeah, I almost did.
No, it's a theme. It's a part of his character growth.
There you go.
I'm seeing some of these points as scenes and not stories. I mean, I understand that scenes are like mini stories, but I feel like
Do you want to know a
each
secret?
one. Huh?
You want to know a secret?
Uh-oh.
Then after I'm done putting together this clock, the next stream is gonna be putting together the story of each of these.
Oh. Whoa, that's crazy. That's freaking crazy, dude.
What is this an ASMR writing
Yes.
group now?
Yes.
And what if it is?
So I put the pen to paper.
So, one of the things that my father.
I bother.
ASMR
and
Joker
games.
channel? ASMR Joker channel? Anybody?
Ew. Gross.
It's just in the background. You just hear. You know? You want to know how I got these scars? My father. Adventures in Immortality. Lessons in Mortality. Put it in the fucking thing. Put it in
Where's the thing?
It's,
Let's get some more points down.
I agree.
Yeah,
Let's
you'd
get
like
some
that.
more points down. We're breaking story right now.
Story break.
Story
All right,
breakers.
so we got fun and games. Fun and games is essentially
Fun and Games is just a Rick and Morty episode.
kind of. To be honest, yeah, probably. Fun and games.
Ian.
Fun and games, I think, would be like trying to gain a cult following. I guess. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's
He's just trying to
else do I have
establish
here?
his presence or something.
Oh, well, there's him hyperfixating on someone trying to make their dreams reality. So
Is he
let's
just
do
making
that.
himself known to people that he's or to whoever he's trying to help?
Yeah. Damn. Hey, check this out. Okay, Nightbot. Ban Julian.
No,
Damn.
Nightbot, no.
I
I'm gonna beat
control
your ass.
Nightbot. Me.
I'm gonna do something for you, Steven, right now, okay?
Oh, do I get to fight Nightbot right now?
No, he's not. He's getting rid of your mod abilities.
No.
No.
No, I'm gonna make a command.
Oh fuck.
It's time.
All right. Put exclamation point Stavi in the chat.
Oh god. What? This is ridiculous. This is unacceptable, actually. I don't like this. No, I'm gonna...
Oh,
What the
fuck,
fuck?
Moist Critical, he subbed.
What's up, guys? It's Critical.
Thanks,
Watching Michael
Nightbot.
stream today.
Today, we're watching this fucking idiot pretend like he knows how to write. He couldn't
This story kind of
spell
actually sounds
gratifications.
completely awful. I just don't even know what they were thinking when they decided to think of the story. I mean, how can a fourth dimensional being even be real? All right.
You know, it
I
sounds
mean-
like a moist ass fart in the middle of an old man.
I mean, there wasn't even any titties written in there. So, like, what kind of
Okay, real
story is
quick,
it anyway?
fucking, what's his name, Charlie? If you see this, I love you. I was just making fun of you in jest. I'm sorry.
Yeah, because Charlie's gonna watch my fucking Twitch channel
Hey,
while
you
he's in
never
the middle
know.
of
If he comes
streaming.
down, he sees me talking shit. He's gonna come down like the hammer.
He's
of God.
watching YouTube videos right now.
What's up, guys? I'm watching this loser on supplicate to me on the internet. I bet he has a sucky band. Stupid.
Dead.
Pardoned and released. In 2008, an Australian man wrote a book about the various romantic scandals and
The
entanglements
the
of
stream
Thai
just
royal
so
court.
quickly
The book
switches to
sold
fucking
exactly
Anda.
7 copies. But that was
Oh.
police for
This is-
arresting him upon
this
his
is
arrival at
awkward.
the airport in
This is actually just the stream. We're watching Critical now.
No.
Novelist given 3 years. Whoa, they're talking about book writers. That's us.
Oh, fuck.
Oh.
Guys, we
Let's
gotta
chat.
go. We
That's
gotta
us
go.
insulting the Thai king.
All right, really, what happens next?
Relly left. Relly went to go watch a TV show.
Yeah,
Oh,
she's
really?
watching Naomi, whatever that is.
I don't know what Naomi is, but
Naomi Watts?
Hold up.
hey guys, subscribe right now so that I get the motivation to go take this slugma to the post office.
Oh,
Excuse
what?
me?
I have to get the slugma. I have to get the slugma nuts graded.
Yeah, you're
PSA
right. You
graded.
do. You have your motivation.
Well, I don't know, Julian, because the
Dude,
goal
if
is
you
to
take
get
it
it to
in,
69,
the
but it's
post
at
office
40.
worker will give you top.
Whoa.
Whoa. On my way.
Okay, chasing the bad. Ian goes to a jazz club.
I don't remember what the chasing
yes.
the bad hit is. I've got to try to
It's-
remember what the other
There's
interpretation
more
is.
to it. I can go grab my little journal. Hold on. Because that's
Chasing
not the right
baddie,
thing.
That's what it is.
Chasing a baddie.
Yeah, there you go. That's where the love interest is introduced.
Ew.
Oh, he left. Oh, he didn't hear me.
Good.
No, it's good. It's perfect.
Yeah. Oh
It's
no.
Like, it's like Toriel
Alright.
being added into The Hobbit.
You're like a real
go.
executive.
So the hero's journey starts with the departure, which is the call to adventure, the refusal of the call, the supernatural aid, crossing of the threshold, and then the belly of the whale. And then we have the initiation, which is the act 2, which has the road of trials and the meeting of the goddess, the woman as temptress, atonement with father, apotheosis, and ultimate boon. And then we have the return, which is the
None of this
refusal
is
of
on
the
the circle.
return, the magic flight, rescue from without, crossing of the return threshold, master of 2 worlds, and freedom to live. That's Mr. Joey Campbell's monomyth.
Joey Campbell.
Yeah,
Mr. Campbell.
Senor
Mr.
Campbell.
Campbellson.
So
What is this from?
the
What is this
actual
from?
actually yeah this is Joseph Campbell's hero's journey. So there's not really a thing for
I'll just understand chasing the bad as adapting to the unknown world.
that would
And
yeah
B, this could be,
that would be it.
let's see.
It's
Well,
actually
'cause fun and
atonement
games
with
and
father.
chasing the bad are both versions of the adapting, but chasing the bad as in maybe him seeing mistakes popping up and just kind of not
worrying about it.
recognizing them, refusing to recognize them,
The other
even though
idea.
he's having his fun and games, which could lead into his false victory where he's like, yeah, I did it. I actually changed time and things are better for people now.
Well, no, chasing the bad in this case would be chasing him trying to communicate.
Oh, in the previous way, thinking that the previous, well, yeah,
Yeah, like forcing communication.
yeah, force it.
But forcing communication.
Fuck.
I'm gonna make
Cut
this
it
one
up.
3-dimensional.
What do you mean?
Fucking stupid.
You were into that.
No.
Tell me you're into
No, stop forcing me.
that. No.
Guys. Whoa, what the fuck is happening?
Dude, you're hitting sticky keys. Come on.
No, I switched it to 3D
You
text.
just lost
and
everything.
now it's
bold.
all fucked
Hold
up.
on, did you just add
What's
fucking
happening?
effects to the text?
All right, we're good. We're fine. We're here.
What? What?
You just embossed it.
Oh, we're fine. It's okay. Look, see, I can just save this one right here, and it's okay. Idea 2.
Dude,
And
just change the
everything's
filter to
okay.
stevia.
Chasing the
Stevia?
bat is him trying to communicate again.
We can elaborate on that later, but the forcing communication would be like him actually like trying to break into think of it as as who the fuck was the one who saw God and got his fucking eyes burned? Think of it as like that kind of moment.
Moses.
It was Moses?
Yeah.
Moses saw the back. His back.
No.
God's
Yes.
back.
Yes.
Wasn't there another dude?
Think
who
of it as like
saw-
one of those moments where he's like, I have to figure out how they can see me, and then just
Is
like
it Old Testament or New Testament?
I think it's
Pretty
old.
sure it's new.
Pretty sure it's Old Testament.
Well, no, because the
No.
New
Moses
Testament.
Moses is an old.
Yeah,
But
I know.
there's somebody else who does something
Yes.
similar, I'm pretty sure.
I remember it.
I mean, the guy who was blinded on the road to Damascus?
Maybe?
Freaking.
Bro, Damascus
Paul or
steals
whatever?
pretty cool. How can I sit here saying this dumb shit while trying to write a legitimate story? Through the
Dude,
bad
it's
comes
easy.
the
You
good.
just say the dumb shit and then you have like a legitimate idea and then you put that on paper.
That's pretty much how we did it in the booth back in the day.
Yeah, and look at what came of that, huh?
Yeah, here we are. We do Act 3. What did we do for Act 3 again? What is Act 3's? Is Act 1 is nothing matters. Act 2 is he's basically God. Act 3 is I guess he like chills out, finds purpose.
I don't know. Learn. He learns the difference
The middle ground.
between either. Where he just becomes chill, yeah. He's just like accepts his role.
Why won't
But
we
what
do
is his
anything
role?
now? All right, I have to close this and reopen it.
I don't
That's
know, man.
really
I mean-
stupid.
See, now we're getting into more human qualities again, where it's just like, just kind of determining that you can't really change the flow of the way things were going to go.
Well, what
is going on with?
if
Hold on, I
we're
gotta
trying
stop
to
Photoshop
avoid
real
that
quick.
whole idea of being human, like
We're not. The character has, its own internal dialogues and wants and needs and
I
stuff.
was
So
gonna
they're
say,
basically
'cause-
just
yeah, because if you get rid of that, I mean,
formless human.
ooh, become centrist. Big fan. The truth lies somewhere firmly in the middle.
Implying the center isn't always moving.
No,
Freaking
girls,
idiot.
please become centrist. Interesting take.
Damn,
Act-
Eric really
Act
said
three-
no girls.
Act 3 is no girls.
Act
please.
3 gets laid is chill now. Stops destroying worlds.
Learns the value of some sick puss.
Yo.
No.
Yo, Jordan Peterson is gonna love this shit.
Yo, I'm down. Let's get him on here.
Fuck no.
Excuse me?
So what we need
No,
to do
nope,
is we need to
nope.
make the government pay for Ian's girlfriend.
I'm with.
What the hell? In chat.
Men's.
What is that? What is that noise?
He's
That's me
blocking us out.
I'm
Oh, is that really
censoring
what that
you.
is?
Yeah, he's
Yes.
beeping us.
Yo, that's kind of sick. I like that.
Yeah.
Can you beep Nightbot every time from now on?
Yeah, say something real quick. Sick.
That was very preemptive.
Yeah, Michael. He hasn't even said anything. There we go.
Anyways, we're back now that fucking Photoshop decided it wasn't gonna be stupid.
I get scared, sorry. Alright.
Eric, you're a baby.
Hey, you leave my tier 3 sub alone.
Wait, there are multiple tiers?
Yeah.
What tier am I?
You're tier 1.
Oh, is that better than 3?
No.
Oh, how do I be
This
3?
isn't tech rules. You paid the $5 to be tier 3. You have to pay $25. It comes with absolutely no extra benefits except for bragging rights. So do you like how I put? Do you like how I put that, Julian?
Let's get some more notes
Do you
down,
like how I put
boys.
Act 3 down for you?
Huh?
Do you like how I put down
hate
Act
that.
3?
Stupid. Wow, Act 3. Ian finally tries the right strain.
Yo, that's fire, bro.
Yo, is that sativa?
Or like an indica, because I'm not really feeling like being in the couch right now. You know what I mean, dog? I'm just trying to, be mellow, but also like get work done. So
So we need a false victory. Oh, good night, Sybil.
the false victory is him thinking that he communicated in a way that was conducive to good, I don't know, things happening. But he needs to look back or look into the lives of the people he's changed and see that they got worse.
Mm.
He meets Seth Rogen. All right, I'm actually banning Eric.
he goes on the Joe Rogan podcast.
Yo,
Oh shit!
have you tried MDMA, man?
So you're telling me you're like an interdimensional being?
I thought I saw you when I was hyped off of ayahuasca and MDMA mix last week, dude.
Can you tell
Jamie,
me
pull
what
that up.
happens in the next 10 minutes? If you're really a fourth dimensional being, can you give me the lottery numbers for tomorrow?
Yes. And then
Just writes
Ian
down
just
a bunch
goes,
of random
"Yeah?"
numbers and he goes, "Oh, this is sick." Comes back. He
Jamie,
didn't-
see if that
They're all
works.
fake. Yeah. He comes back. They're all
Jamie,
fake
does that
numbers.
check out?
Yeah, Joe, we won $180 million.
All right. So
That does it. He's God.
the false victory has to stem from trying to force communication somehow.
Somebody writing with chalk? With chalk?
Yeah, that's Julian. He's writing it down
Why would you use chalk?
because he's got to write it down.
It's better for the environment. Fourth dimensional being told me that you wouldn't get it. those little pics. For anyone in chat, this is how writing is actually done.
It's true. I had an idea that maybe he constantly tried to fix someone's life, but they kept making the wrong choice no matter what he does. Not sure if that might fit anywhere. Kevin said something similar.
I feel like that's kind of the inevitable point it comes to because the whole idea of messing around with somebody's life or time or whatever is inherently like you're gonna fuck something up.
Or maybe even messing with time, right? Even messing with time doesn't change fate. We all think fate and time are intertwined. Maybe they're not.
Whoa, actually,
Whoa.
I think you were shitposting right there, but I feel like that was actually like a really good. Write that down. Write that down somewhere.
Jamie, pull that up. Jamie, write that down.
Yeah, but it has to be Okay, I'll put it over here in this little idea thing. Maybe changing things in timelines doesn't change fate, and I'll attribute that to Jogan.
Jogan. It's me.
Yes, you, Joe Rogan. Okay, yeah. I'm trying to find the thing that Kevin said. Possible wrinkle. It maybe Ian starts to see those consequences, but when a person he's trying to help, demands a certain outcome, and doesn't heed his warnings. And so Ian withholds what he knows will happen because he thinks the person will at least be happy in the short term. So kind of.
So maybe Ian thinks that he has found a formula essentially for affecting people's lives in a way that he feels that he's effectively communicating, and then he meets the one person that does exactly what Kevin described, and he follows the formula, but it doesn't work.
I think that can still go into the chasing the bad.
Yeah.
Or maybe that's a bad guy's close in, but I still want a false victory.
Yeah.
Just a random thought. Is the idea of him meeting somebody and going through the whole story, whatever, and then he suddenly learns that they're also whatever he is that a thing at all in this?
No.
Okay, just thought that
I feel
might
like
be an interesting
I feel
idea.
like giving him somebody to talk to kind of ruins his purpose.
That's true. Never mind. Disregard.
It's okay.
I'm big dumb.
I can tell you guys what the purpose of this whole thing is off stream, but I have to keep it a secret because that's for next year's project.
Next year?
Yeah.
It's a lot of time.
Yes. Well, this year
Hang on,
we're writing
I
a
missed
book.
like the past minute.
It's okay. I'll tell you guys later.
Okay.
He said you're fired.
Oh.
So the bad guy's close in was everything happens.
So the bad guys are time cops.
Whoa, it's actually just Time Splitter, the novel.
It's basically the vegan police, but of time.
Ooh, I like that.
They show up, they shoot Ian in the head. The rest of the story continues without Ian.
Oh, it's like Blade Runner.
No.
Which I've still never seen, so.
It's like
because you did not describe Blade Runner correctly.
But Ian's like Deckard, right? And so like Deckard is trying to
He meets a big purple hologram lady.
You know what? Maybe Ian should die. Maybe
that's kind of an interesting idea. I do like that.
Maybe
Ian
he should cease because he doesn't learn how to do it correctly.
Or it can be like one of those bullshit back then novels where like, what's that one with what is it, Wuthering Heights?
Hawthorne Heights.
Hawthorne Heights.
No, at the end of it, the lady basically comes to the conclusion that she can't be herself, so she walks out into the middle of the fucking ocean to die.
Whoa.
Like that could be.
Wait, was that a movie?
No, it's a book. I can't remember what it's called. It's not Wuthering Heights. What the hell is it?
The problem is I really, really like the idea that he can't die and he's just stuck forever.
Yeah.
To deal with stuff.
Apparently, that's also what Virginia Woolf, the poet, died.
Yep.
Just walking out into the ocean?
Who's afraid of Virginia
Woolf? Wouldn't be the
Woolf?
only one.
What the hell? I know the character's name was Pontier or something like that. Like she was upset that she couldn't, like, she was married, she was sleeping with this other dude. She was upset that she couldn't be her authentic self by sleeping with this dude. I'm probably oversimplifying it a lot, and so she just kills herself.
Sick.
I
Based move.
Based firmly in the water. Damn, I'm gonna look that up. You know what? I know who to ask.
Oh no, we should make the ending of the book like No, that's it. That's the end of the statement.
Wait, what? Wow. Visionary.
I'm still trying to figure out this false victory. Because they're much better than false defeats.
I mean, it can be either.
I know. But I don't know what a good false victory would be.
Do you want like an actual story beat?
Yeah.
Like a full-on
story beat? Like, you want the moment he realizes that it happens, or do you want what happened? You want to know what happens?
I want to know what happens.
He realizes he's an idiot for trying to fuck with time and people.
Well, that's
Maybe he doesn't even see the effect of what he does in people's lives, but he sees something that shows that.
but this has to be communication.
You want it to be communication based.
Yes, this needs to be his false victory needs to be that he got his meaningful communication, but he didn't.
Someone looks up to the sky and cries out, "Why?" And he sees it, and he goes, "Oh."
Ooh, okay. What if the basis for what he was seeing as meaningful communication, like, it changes? Because maybe, check this out, because of the way everything is supposed to be, and the way that the fact that everything happens for a reason, for some reason he goes back in time to essentially look at the same timeline he just affected, and he sees that it's changed. The past has changed as well. So, like, say he had affected one person's life and they were asking him for something, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, "Hey, I just need a lot of money and I wish my parents hadn't died," or something. And or something, yeah, something like along those lines. And then he gives the money and he sees where they are in whatever he sees as the present. But somehow, by mistake or whatever, he ends up back in time to that moment where he thought that they asked for it, and it's a totally different moment. And he has no clue why it changed or when it changed or how to even get back to that original moment when he had seen where he was originally asked for something or something like that.
So it's kind of like he like gives them what they want, and then in turn of giving them what they want, he goes back to that moment, and it's actually something else now.
Yeah, and no matter what.
So like he can't close the loop.
He can't ever return to that original moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
maybe something like that would be able to rob him of whatever victory he was having or whatever defeat he felt like he was having. I don't know.
Yeah, that's kind of cool because I feel like the idea is always like, oh, well, if you go back and tell yourself not to do that, well, then it'll just work itself out.
Yeah, something like that.
With this, it completely eliminates that being a possibility.
A different thing pops up in the past, essentially.
Yeah.
I guess that could be what shows the character's other issues. Maybe. I'm not sure.
I really like that. I really do. I don't know if it's right for the midpoint. I mean, it might be a good like thing leading up to the midpoint or surrounding it, but I don't know if that's actually it yet. I feel like there's
maybe this is an idea where he had never looked to the past to see it, and this time he does. By midpoint, he does look to the past to go see what he's done, and the whole story gets changed because it turns out he's only creating other sets of issues, but not necessarily in your classic another set of issues where it's more money, more problems.
So the I'm basically God and I fix everything thing, I guess, kind of boils down to I can't fix everything.
Yeah.
But I want this midpoint to be the more human, I guess. The like instead of the oh, look at all these problems I'm creating, it's like the fuck, I'm still lonely.
Well, I feel like in that moment he realizes that in whatever way he thought he was communicating with people, he finds out that even though it was kind of like flash in the pan sort of situation where he is communicating, but not in the way he thinks that he's communicating.
Okay, so it's a moment where he sees that he
essentially is kind of saying that it doesn't mean anything beyond, I guess, like that moment for him, maybe, because he goes into the past to see that moment where he communicated with them, and it's like it never happened. Because now they're asking for something else.
Oh, I'm on your wavelength now, homie. I agree.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. It's like his way of communicating was like, I'm gonna deal with this problem for you.
Yeah.
And then it's like, wow, look at how great this turned out. And he goes back to the beginning of it, and it never happened.
Yeah.
Okay. But how does that
And
how does that actually work in time? If he's like, I'm gonna fix this problem right here, does he change something in the further past to make the future thing happen?
that's a great question.
Wait, so we're back on the whole, okay, he's going back to fix his issue, but the time isn't the same, right?
Yes.
Okay,
So the
so
way
I just feel like you can just say, well, I don't know, he can't return to that specific moment in time. I don't,
that's the
I
Doctor
don't,
Who cop out.
hmm.
What I'm saying is that instead of him being like, "Oh, you need more money. I'm going to give you more money right here in this point in time." It's oh, this person's out of money. They need more money. I'm going to go back in the past, make sure that their ancestors always had money, so that they grow up with money, so that I can check on the future where they're happy and wealthy. And then then he goes back to the moment where he was like, "This person needs this thing," and it's gone. So the moment where he like had a genuine like emotional connection with the person doesn't exist.
Mm,
Yeah, like that.
yeah, that's good.
Okay. So
I think you just wrote it yourself.
figures
Excuse me?
out changing the past erases
Also, I'm still getting ads and upset about that.
is present.
Just
I don't know why.
Wait a minute, I just realized why.
Are you on mobile?
I'm on my phone, which is I'm logged into, but I'm on my computer, which I'm not logged into, which is why I'm getting ads on my computer. So
Silly
basically,
Steven.
I'm an idiot.
Okay, so I think Dark Night of the Soul, the very like the worst the things that can get is
Sorry, all I heard was Dark Soul.
yes. So the Dark Soul.
Yeah, I know exactly what to write here.
All right, then a big time monster comes out and kills him in one hit. He has to start all over.
Literally just gets one shot.
I feel like this could be a smaller moment. Maybe this is one of those moments with Ethan, our character we probably haven't seen in a while in the story.
What if he goes back and like ends Ethan's life and realizes that was a mistake?
Like in a rage.
Whoa,
Yeah.
and he can never go back again.
Oh, that'd be fucked up.
Oh,
That would
that'd
be so fucked up.
Ooh, that'd be
But also, the
very
Dark Night
fucked
of the
up.
Soul could be maybe he feels so defeated that that's when he becomes numb and he starts. Maybe that can be when he's like, huh, and he just kind of lets things happen and watch things happen, and that's when he sees the moments when he could be interacting, but he believes that him not being able to change the past essentially is kind of a problem.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, I like that. He just watches.
And so he needs
What
to
if his-
find meaning in his momentary choices.
What if his inactivity kills Ethan?
Yeah, and it ooh. But no, because then like he can just go and like fix that. Because
But
the only
how
way,
does he know he'll return to the exact moment in which he can fix it?
well, because he can. The only way that he could fuck it up entirely would to be like to go back, like, and to completely alter his conception.
But what if no matter what, Ethan dies?
I guess that's true. I mean, it does happen. He can just watch like
It could be true for that character.
Dark Night of the Soul could be that he just
Oh,
keeps
well,
on
no
watching
matter what,
these people
Ethan
die.
will die if
Yeah.
you think about it.
Yeah, but he knows that.
Just like how he dies is.
Death isn't necessarily a problem for Ian. I guess it's the like I don't know. I like the idea that he's just watching and he's like, I could solve this. Maybe he's watching and he sees that things are still working out.
Or he sees things are still just ending up the same way?
Yeah. And then what's the breakthrough though?
He realizes the futility in it all.
I think the breakthrough is him figuring out that even though his choices essentially end up meaning nothing, he still finds it better to act than to not act.
Yeah, okay. So that actually works really well with what this is. And I'm not going to read it out loud because I did last time. But be careful with your words talking about this because Twitch doesn't like certain words.
Oh, like
Oh no, I think you mean the words.
Like, thing?
Yeah. I don't think you trust in my chop suey.
Did you read
Maybe
it?
we can just play that clip.
God. I think that this moment fits the breakthrough really well, though. What do you think? Where he
Sure.
sees it, he's like, "No, I got to do something."
Dang, even a fourth dimensional being's actions mean nothing. Let's go. Just sitting here sad as I say.
Yeah, the
Let's
Dark Knight of
What
the
if
Soul
he
is
is
full
watching us right
nihilism.
now on this stream?
He is.
Hey,
He's always
man,
with
you're
us.
doing all right, I guess. Shout out to you. Can you give me money?
So then we got the build up in the final battle.
So is the final battle like a literal battle? Is there like
No,
actually gonna
no,
be?
it's like
Oh, okay.
no, it's yes, he's gonna fight Time Demon and fix the
Well,
metaverse.
technically, if we are following the story circle, he's back in a familiar place.
Yeah, so it has to
Oh, he
it has
fights
to
the
go.
council.
This is probably back to Ian and Ethan somehow.
Ethan has been the final boss all along.
We're still focusing on Ethan?
Well, I feel like Ethan is a good
They
like
just
place
said Ethan.
to go back to.
Yeah.
It's a familiar place.
Have you guys ever read The Witcher?
Isn't
No.
that a game?
No, it was books first.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Toss a
I've never played
coin
games
to
either.
your which. You mean the thing that made Gwent, the popular card game Gwent?
Gross. Yes. I'm sure it's a good game. I say gross. I don't know.
I like
But
Gwent.
it's just that the fact that that's your association means you're a huge nerd loser.
I don't think you should have the
Ooh.
opportunity to go back home.
Eric just threw in something interesting. Maybe he can finally go back home and has to decide whether or not he should.
I don't think giving him that opportunity is a good idea.
Oh, well, geez.
I mean, you're trying to
Wait,
make some
Ethan,
sequels
Ethan
here,
or
huh?
Eric?
No, I'm not trying to make any sequels.
Oh.
I want this to be a full encompassing story where he ends up stuck where he is, but content in his purpose.
Mm.
I know.
Well, I mean,
hard.
we also don't necessarily need to have a final battle.
No, it doesn't necessarily need to be a final battle, but it does need to be like an atonement.
I mean, it would be mainly be just a final atonement with himself, no?
Yes.
Maybe the final battle is him wrestling with the single decision. Because even though the breakthrough is that he prefers action over disaction when it comes to these
Right, because he's
choices that mean nothing. The final
been
battle
very
can be him
willy-nilly
trying to
about
decide
it.
whether or not he should make at least one certain decision, and maybe that one certain decision can be one in Ethan's life or the end of Ethan's life, something like that. Maybe he could just be like, all right.
I like that. Like he has the final decision in something to do with Ethan's life.
Yeah.
That ends it.
Or he, yeah, I mean, maybe. When I say maybe, I just meant like a decision that could be has to do with whether or not Ethan,
maybe
I guess lives or die, or he doesn't have to make the decision.
Hear me out.
Yeah.
No. I just moved everything happens for a reason from bad guys close in into the final battle. That's the like Ethan's gonna get hit by a car. I have to move the car, but no matter what the outcome he sees that he's always going to die.
Is that really how he's gonna die? He's gonna get hit by a car?
I'm just giving an example.
Oh, okay, it's just an example.
It's just like no matter what he does, he can't keep this from happening.
Yeah, that sounds good. And
that's him like having to like understand that no matter what he does, he can affect things, but he can't change them. And they're always going to end up the way that they're supposed to. Everybody lives, everybody dies.
feel like it's a very real ending.
To say the word "supposed to" scratches my mind.
Oh, a little itch.
You know, I mean, I don't know for the final moment to hinge on. To me, I'm still trying to reconcile the fact that each of these points is supposed to be like a mini story.
Yeah.
If we're doing the anthology thing, so
Yes.
for the final thing to hinge on whether or not one character lives or dies, it's kind of like,
Well, yeah.
I don't know, bothersome
Well,
a little bit to me. But
It's not that the act of the person dying itself is what matters. It's the whole idea that, and to add to that, I don't think it should be happens for a reason. It just happens as it, like, I don't want to say should,
as it does,
Everything happens.
as it does. Yes,
As
exactly.
it does. Okay.
Like things will happen regardless.
Okay.
because I mean, if we're following the same logic that we tried to establish earlier, that even him changing, if he changes something, then it also changes the past. Then it doesn't necessarily matter that he saves.
No, it doesn't
Ethan?
change the past. It only affects the future, but he goes in. He initially solves things by going into the past to solve them, rather than going to the future or the present.
Well, that would be his workaround, yeah. Because what I was saying was that, like, so he comes across someone and someone's essentially begging him for money, right?
Yeah.
He gives the person money in that moment, or he finds a means to get that person money in the moment.
Yes.
But if he was to ever go back to that moment in which that person was begging, he wouldn't find it.
Yeah, but that doesn't make sense. That's
to me, that's what the
right.
That's what was robbing these moments that he thought were meaningful of meaning, because that moment was gone in the first place. Not in the first place, but after he made the change.
Yes. But I don't like the Doctor Who cop out where it's like, oh, I can't go back there. I already went there once.
Well, no, it's not that he. Oh, okay, I see what you mean. Well, it's just that, I mean, he does go back. He can go back to that same moment in time. It's just that isn't what's being asked for anymore.
Yes.
Oh yeah, it's like it's a different.
But you don't like the fact
time.
that he can't return to the same exact moment.
Yeah. Well, no, I like that. I don't like the idea that, like, oh, let me just go move this thing in the future and it changes the past, because that doesn't make logical sense in like a forward time.
Well, I'm not necessarily saying that he's going into the future. I'm just saying in that present moment, he sticks with that person, right? And he tries to figure out how to get them what they need.
Yeah, getting attached to them.
Mm-hmm. And then once he does that, he's like, cool, I've made this person successful. I follow the rules. And for some reason, he tries to end up going back to that moment where he initially found that person and what they thought that they needed or whatever, and they're asking for something different.
Yeah, it could be just like a different timeline, because, I mean,
essentially, yes and no. It is a different timeline, but it's not. It's just the fact that it was just never going to work the way he thought it was going to work. Not necessarily about how things should happen or could happen. Just,
yeah, as it does.
a means of robbing him of that.
Yeah.
Or giving him that revelation. But maybe there's something I'm getting crossed up in my brain when I speak.
I think I understand what you're saying, and I think that the way that I would do it doesn't directly change what you want. I think that I can have it to where he changes something, even like briefly in the past, and then it changes that moment that he had with that person that he can't go back to. I think that's fine.
That just, to me, that seems like one of the ways that he could affect the person's life.
Yeah. Yeah.
That could, the ways that we're speaking of him having, or the solutions that we're giving him to be able to implement are just both two things that maybe he can learn
Yes.
But regardless, to me, it seems that like that initial moment is always going to be robbed of its meaning because it's either going to it will probably always change.
Yeah. Everything was for naught.
Yeah.
Well, not necessarily was for naught, but for him it was. Like it affected their life, but it doesn't affect his.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now we need a build up and a bad guys close in. So let's do bad guys close in again because we're there again. So everything sucks, and he realizes.
Bad guys
that-
closing in would probably just be his actions coming back to.
It would be like him seeing the results of what he's done, like just a kind of like a overview of things.
Oh, and like seeing everybody else is happy, and he's like, I can't have this moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess bad guys closed in and false victory defeat can be tied into each other. Maybe it doesn't necessarily have to be once individual moments.
Well, I still think they can be separate stories. So like this is the story of him figuring it out. So like he does all of a thing with somebody, and then he tries to go back to that moment, and it's like, damn, that was a good time. I'm gonna go back, and it's like, I can't. Existential crisis. Everything I'm doing is directly opposite of what I want.
Maybe bad guys close in is him seeing, because he's only ever really been focusing on specific individuals, it seems, you know? Maybe it's him seeing stories, because I was actually going to send something in chat earlier, but bad guys close in can be him examining the lives of the people that are like living parallel to the people that he's been helping, kind of, you know, and seeing how other people's lives are getting displaced essentially by the lives of the people that he's been helping. So I was going to pitch something earlier. I don't know if I ever sent it, but it was just going to be how there could be little vignettes of lives that we have no clue exactly why we're being shown them or what's going on. And it could just be little simple things like someone going to ask for an apartment and it not being there available for them, and that could be the end of one little vignette, or one person trying to not getting an A in school or something, sort of like a butterfly effect type situation, but only in, like, I don't know, the lives of other characters that we never are truly introduced to.
Yeah. Okay, I put it as seeing the greater effects of his actions. Is that a dumb way to boil it down?
Yeah, it's very broad.
I mean, it kind of has to be for now. Because they don't necessarily all have to be one story. They can be one or two stories.
Yeah. I mean, we could see how, essentially, it could be a whole story about how his little changes in other people's lives are drastically affecting the futures of certain timelines and stuff, I guess.
Okay. Yeah. Eric said he liked that.
Because, yeah, I was going to type it out earlier. I don't know if I ever sent it, but it was just about, like, just small little character vignettes and that just kind of seem like little small negative things that people experience in everyday life, but that we come to learn are the results of his actions.
Yeah. Yeah, like he
Ice cream
can
falling on the
trace them
ground.
back. Like
No ice cream falling on the ground.
Well, like he traces so he goes back to the moment where he's like, this is where I changed things, and then he like traces it and sees like the greater effects of what his actions caused.
Sure.
All right. Now we're to the build up to the final battle. I guess this would be where he starts to carefully do things one at a time. Where he grapples with the idea of like inaction.
Maybe this could be the build up is him essentially doing a mix of things that can be perceived as good or bad.
Yeah. The gray area.
And very small things in order to guide everything the way he sees everything should be, maybe.
Yes. So it's like somebody's like, I want $1 million, and then he like goes through a little like test run to be like, what would happen, and then he goes, no. Instead, actually, you're going to get hit by a car because that's what leads to the best outcome for everybody.
Wait, so he can test run these ideas?
Maybe.
Is this an ability he didn't know he had before?
Well, I mean, in reality, everything he's doing is a test run.
It's true because
Damn.
he can just go back and not do it. As long as he's careful.
Yeah, can I just test drive this man's life if he got run over by a forklift?
Yeah. Yeah, forklift was too much. 18-wheeler. Great. So now we have a bunch of very vague outlines. But
Well, I mean, that's the point of this.
Yeah,
just
but it
to have
doesn't
like a
feel
general
bad.
idea.
Yeah, it doesn't feel bad. It feels a lot more
I feel like
cohesive.
even some of the specific examples that were given could easily be fleshed out into, you know, the actual thing.
Yeah.
Maybe make it say good and bad actions.
Okay. You're correct.
True.
On a
But
live story.
But with an ampersand. Don't use and, just use ampersand.
Use anda.
Oh.
Ew.
What?
It's so stupid.
Oh, sorry, my bad. All right.
No, fix that.
Just a little literary joke for everybody. Just a little literary joke for everybody.
English.
Okay, so that was
Ampersand.
All right, how are we feeling? It's about time to close it out, I think.
Sure.
Yeah, I think this is good. Like where, like we said just a second ago, it's vague enough to be like, yeah, this is a good foundation, and then you could just go in and flesh it out and be like, yeah, this is a story.
Yeah, I feel like we're in a good spot where next time we could have like an Act 1 overview, and then we just like flesh out the 3 beats or flesh out one of the beats, depending.
Fleshing out type beat.
Yeah. Hey, Steven, can you make me a 4th dimension type beat?
I sure as fuck can. You're gonna need 7.1 surround sound though.
Wait, I feel like I have an idea what the. I feel like I have an idea what a 4th dimensional beat sounds like. Give me a second.
No. Oh God.
Are we gonna be able to smell the beat or some shit?
Stand by, I'm finding it.
It's actually 4th dimension beat is actually just us listening to a beat through Twitch.
Alright. I'm sending it.
I swear, if it's a Sophie song, I'm gonna lose my mind.
It's not a Sophie song.
Where are you putting it? Oh, I see.
It's gonna be bustin'. What the hell? What is
Where's Louis?
By beat.
What the fuck is
It's
this?
so good, you just don't understand it because it's 4th dimensional and you're very simple.
This is on 3 of my screens right now, and I hate it.
It's so stupid.
If you listen to this enough, you can actually hear the 4th dimension. Or you have to play it at full volume and give yourself tinnitus. What do you mean that is a Sophie song?
It was actually a Sophie song.
This goes hard. There's an extended one. There's an extended version.
I'm trying to find my favorite ever beat that was like awful, but the classic one was just like it would always have like celebrities dancing to it and stuff.
Okay.
Where is it?
this is horrendous. I just ever so slightly hear fucking like kazoos or accordions in just dissonance.
All right, I found the beat, but you have to skip to 30 seconds into this collection of beats.
Wow, a beat tape.
Yeah, it's the one in. Everyone will recognize it once it's playing.
Yeah, man. Let me just go. Let me just look at it real quick.
He's got to make sure. He's got to screen it. Make sure it's.
Well, it's not bad. It's everyone will recognize the beat. It's not like
It says
the
this video is age restricted
what
and unavailable.
what. I have literally. There's no way I could even put my phone up to record it so I could know which beat it is because it's so awful.
Cool.
Oh my gosh, how do I find it? Wait, is your account like age restricted? Just play it. Just go to skip to the 30-second.
Michael is actually just age restricted. He can't watch videos
Yeah, my
like
parents-
that.
Michael's
didn't give me
actually not
permission.
18 yet.
My parents didn't give me
no.
permission.
Yeah. That's the fourth dimensional beat right there.
I hate it. Well, everybody, it's been fun. It's been real. It might have been real fun. Who knows? Catch me on Thursday where I review these fucking Fiverr editors. I got
Are the
two-
edits in yet?
What,
I got
was
two
I
of the
supposed to
three.
edit it before then?
Yes, I have two out
Ah,
of the three that. Well, actually, I have two out of the 5 that I ordered. 2 of them are not gonna happen.
Oh yeah.
Did
Yeah.
they like reject the offer or what?
Well, the first one that didn't accept just said, "Yeah, don't order. I'm not gonna do it." And then the second one said, "I'm sorry, I'm confused and your instructions are unclear," even though he got the same instructions everybody else did.
I think maybe I was thinking about it. Maybe your best bet when approaching the Fiverr people is you have to cut the stream in half or something,
I did.
or like in half twice or something like that.
I cut it to just the
fourth.
5 Nights at Freddy's part of that one stream.
Oh, and people weren't even down to edit the 40-minute stuff.
Mm-mm.
Interesting. What about that one guy?
What
There was
that?
one dude that looked interesting.
Oh, that's the one I'm still waiting on.
Yeah, he looked like he could make something good.
He's supposed to. I have two of the 3 back, and if I have time, I'm gonna make my own, and I'm just gonna throw it in there and see if people notice.
And you're gonna be like, "Wow, this one's so good.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, wow, this one's the best.
People should be paying this guy."
I paid $0. That's gonna be it. So go check out that scream. Hop in the Discord to look at everybody yell at me. It's great. It's a good time. All right. Good night, everybody.
Au revoir.
Au revoir.